So many battles waged over the years. And yet, none of them like this. Are we destined to destroy each other? Or can we change who we are and unite? Is the future truly set?
Hello, welcome to Watch Party. This week, it is joining us is John Scott,
Hello.
John Seiler.
I like to propose that this podcast now become a Lady Dimitrescu fan club podcast now.
You simp.
Simp. I can get behind that 100%, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She's
Very
the
vampire lady.
She's the super tall vampire
lady.
lady.
Oh, is that Resident
My
Evil
big
Village?
Goth mommy, that's what she is.
Okay, Goth Mommy.
That name.
Yeah, and that other voice is Leo.
Thunder, what's up? How you doing?
Yep. So we are, I guess, there's not much news. We'll go over really quick, and then we're going to talk about the comic and cartoon, and then watch the movie X-Men Days of Future Past. So I don't know if there's any big news stories, although I think the only thing really, especially comic related, is that this week was the official switch of DC, the universe. What is that? What it was called? Unlimited.
Oh,
it's Marvel.
DC Universe Unlimited or whatever.
Yeah, their cartoon and comic thing is now officially just comics, and I was like,
the app.
Yeah, it's swapped over, and they literally took off all their stuff they were streaming on there, which I don't know if it's all on HBO Max yet.
It is.
Like the Justice League cartoon is on there? I don't think all the cartoons are on there.
Not all the cartoons, but all the originals are on there.
Yes, all the original shows, but they hadn't moved the cartoons are not on HBO Max yet, but they were on the DC app.
No, then probably not. I haven't seen Justice League yet. Yeah,
and a bunch of the old shows are on there, and old movies and stuff, and they're not on HBO Max, and they had all the DC dailies and stuff like that, and so all that stuff is just non-existent at this moment.
How long will it rotate on?
Yeah, because I rewatched season 1 of Justice League, and number one, holy shit, does that show hold up? Visually, storytelling wise, it is still awesome. I forgot Steve Trevor shows up in the show.
Yeah, there's these I kind of wish they would stay longer, but there's pretty cool characters who show up. And it's oh damn, I forgot you were in here.
Yeah, I think it's in episode 3 or 4. Deadshot shows up.
Yeah,
and I was wow.
They call him Deadshot. I think they call him by his real name because I think back then you still couldn't say dead.
No, they called him Deadshot.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't Teen Titans where they were calling it Slade and not Deathstroke. So they called him Deadshot. I think he appeared in the Batman the Batman series, but any other?
I think in Batman he wasn't called Deadshot. I think he was just an assassin. I think that's what it was.
Any other news? The only thing I think if there is a new X book announced that's going to, I think it's Claremont is writing a new X book that is supposed to deal with the Summers Brother issue again. The Sinister saying you're brothers. So we might get another Summers Brother?
Isn't that book that's basically if he continued to write X-Men?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not reading that. It's I'm already reading all the X-Men books already, minus Wolverine. It's I don't basically need what's essentially fan fiction at this point.
Yeah, and I will say I actually really like the Wolverine book.
I didn't pick up Wolverine because the first issue was $8, and it's fuck you. I ain't paying $8 for a Wolverine book.
Marvel's bringing back Heroes Reborn.
Yeah, that's that was a new series I was going to bring up as the next thing, but yeah.
Well, I would say it kind of ties in a good way because Heroes Reborn, that was all the Franklin Richards stuff, right?
No, Heroes Reborn was when they outsourced their characters to different companies or writers.
No, I actually don't think that's essentially what it is.
I thought Heroes Reborn was when Franklin brought everybody back after Onslaught killed everyone.
I'm reading it right here from comicbook.com. With Heroes Reborn, Marvel outsourced some of its longest-running titles to Jim Lee and Robert Liefeld. And Jim Lee.
The Image guys, right? Because they were at Image at that time, and they came back.
So yeah.
Well, Liefeld's Extreme Studios did Captain America and the Avengers, and Jim Lee's company did Fantastic Four and Iron Man.
Okay, yeah, but they worked for Marvel, so it's just like when they were basically continuing to do stuff, just not in-house. But like, it's not like those guys hadn't already been working there, because that's where Liefeld's like goofy ass Captain America story is from, I believe, with the horrible art. I think that's from his Heroes Reborn stuff.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. It's just like there was also like a news story that came up this week where they're going to do Clone Saga in the Miles Morales book, and I'm like, why? Why are we doing this?
Didn't they just do like another Clone Saga like a little while ago?
They did, and no one liked it. Like, and no one asked for it. It's like, I feel like every Spider-Man writer, when they hop onto the book, they got like 2 stories in their pocket. They're like, I'm going to tell a good Clone Saga book, and I got my like sequel to Kraven's Last Hunt, and that's like 2 stories that every like Spider-Man writer tends to want to do, and I don't understand why in the year of our Lord 2021, a dawn of a new age.
Yeah, we're in the future now.
We're still getting like Clone Saga and Heroes Reborn. Like,
yeah. So I was looking
cashing on that nostalgia.
Heroes Reborn came out of the idea that the X-Men were so popular. This is like during that Liefeld era. That's when they created Onslaught, who killed the X-Men, the Avengers, and the Fantastic Four.
But Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld were gone from the company at this point.
Yeah. But it was like right after that, and then the whole idea is that like they didn't die. Franklin Richards put them in a pocket universe. And it's within that pocket universe that is where like what John Scott was saying, that like Liefeld and Lee were doing all this other stuff with these characters. So that it was not in the main continuity per se.
So someone here brought up that it's nostalgia, and that's why they're bringing it up again. For nostalgia, for nostalgia to work, it has to be nostalgic to someone. Heroes Reborn, like, is like one of the many, but it's like 1B of the reasons why Marvel went bankrupt. It's like this creative low point for Marvel. And,
like, I'm gonna post. This is a picture of like some of them. Like, I think this has got to be Jim Lee art, because there are hands, so I assume it's Jim Lee. And I don't see any pouches, but like, this
looks like fucking garbage.
Like, yeah, it's so busy.
Like Iron Man's costume looks really bad, and Thor looks bad. And, like, Namor's got, like, a sword for some reason.
Oh, that's Namor?
I assume so. Like,
I didn't know if that was Namor. I don't know who the hell that is.
I just thought it was a guy. I was like, alright, whatever.
Yeah, it's just, like, random dude. I assume it's a Submariner. Oh, yeah, and, like, we got this really bad Captain America that meme with Captain America with his dumb barrel chest comes from.
Who's the guy behind that? Is that Hawkeye?
Yes, I think so. Alright, this is what it says. It says it's Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, Reed Richards, Victor Von Doom, Henry Pym, Rebo O'Reilly, a newly created character.
Yeah, and like then they like tried doing a pseudo sequel to this.
Yeah,
like,
they did another. Didn't they do another Onslaught like 5 or 6 years ago?
In the 2000s, and it was.
Here's some sweet Liefeld art.
Was
it? I remember Captain America having a giant like chest or whatever.
Yes, that's this. This is that Liefeld era Captain America.
Also, this is, I think, what I read this somewhere. They're saying this is proto the Ultimates. I'm like, yes.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. They called it Counter Earth.
Ugh. Ugh.
I just,
Look,
I don't understand.
you know,
Yeah.
10 to 15-year-old me would totally like have posters of this on my wall.
Oh, I have some
Some-
sweet ass. I'll take pictures if someone reminds me tomorrow, and I'll post them in the Phantom Zone. Oh, like posters I actually have from this era, but not from Liefeld. It might be Jim Lee. I'll have to look. But I have a couple. I have like a really good X-Men one that might be Liefeld, and then I have like another one. But they're actually like I don't know. Maybe it's not Liefeld. I don't know. I have to look. But they're actually like really fun. But I was just saying like to segue into what we're watching. Because let's start with the comic end. So in Days of Future Past, Franklin is a character, and he will be a character because so the comic is only 2 issues.
Thank God.
And it's so funny that it's like this 2-issue comic has had like this huge standing in comics because it's like 2 issues from 1981. It's Uncanny X-Men 141 and 142. And so in the story, it's really short. Basically, we jump from our current day X-Men, which would be the that Uncanny team. So it's Storms, Colossus, Wolverine. Who the hell else is on that team? Kitty Pryde.
The Uncanny team is Wolverine, Storm, Colossus.
I feel like I'm missing 1 or 2 people.
I think Forge is on that team.
I don't know if Forge is on that team. Or whatever.
Speaking of
We're forgetting Thunderbird, but he dies.
Well, he's not there. He's already dead at that point.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I laughed really hard when I saw Reed Richards' grave in Days of Future Past.
Oh, yeah, which I'm sure we'll see in the we are in the future, and our team
in the far future of 2013.
Yes, of 2013.
2013.
Yeah. And our group that's running around, it's Colossus, Wolverine, Storm.
Which, by the way, like I feel like we also like need to like kind of put this into context of like where this story is currently taking place.
Yeah.
This is like a couple issues after the Dark Phoenix saga, and then we get a break for a couple issues where the X-Men fight the Wendigo.
Yes, and they solve that problem by figuring out that like you just need to take them across the border.
Yes.
You just need to take people across the Canadian-American border, and then they turn back to human.
Because the curse of the Wendigo is only a curse within the borders of Canada.
One, we are very dumb. We missed
Alaska.
We missed one of the biggest X-Men who was part of this team. Nightcrawler.
I said Nightcrawler.
Oh, you guys didn't
you
say his
did?
name? No, I was going to say.
Like, okay, we'll get to it in the movie, but I'm low-key mad Alan Cummings didn't come back.
Also, hey, Uncanny X-Men number 141. Probably the most iconic X-Men covers.
It's reused by everything. It's the cover where you have Wolverine is pushing Kitty back, and then in the back you have who's dead and who's not. So we have like Angel's dead, Cyclops, Colossus is apprehended, Storm is apprehended, Nightcrawler's dead, Beast is dead.
My favorite homage to this cover is used in Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3, and like the Days of Future Past is like a stage, and then in the background you have like this this giant poster, and like the people who are in Marvel's Capcom 2, who are not in Marvel's Capcom 3, like they're like on the poster as being like apprehended or slain or like blah blah blah, and it's like so good.
That's a pretty good Easter egg right there.
So where we start off, so we jump in the future, and we see Caitlin Pryde running around, older Kitty Pryde. I'm sorry, what was that, Leo?
Isn't her name Catherine, not Caitlin?
Kate.
Yeah.
Was it all that? No, okay, maybe I thought her name was Catherine, like Catherine.
I think it is Catherine, but like it's Kitty, Catherine, but
like Cyclops calls her Katya.
No,
Or
because he said
Colossus.
Caitlyn.
Colossus,
I was
you
like,
mean,
oh,
not
no,
Cyclops,
different.
considering Colossus is the Russian?
Yeah. So
We have no idea what we're talking
right?
about. We're all done.
yeah, it is Catherine. Her full name is Catherine. So but we have like adult, probably like 30 something, Caitlin Pride. We have who's now married to Colossus, who's older.
She'd be 43, right?
Yeah, she
She's-
might be.
because
And Colossus is, I mean, Storm, who's much older. And then she meets up with Wolverine, and she's trying to bring something back, and then they end up. Do we see them meet with? He gives her some information or something, and then Wolverine like fucks off, and then
So also like a side note, like she gets like attacked by this gang called the Rogues, who are like not quite like they're not mutant sympathizers, but they're also like not like Sentinel sympathizers. And I just like want to like talk like for a quick moment where one of them is like dressed like a Native American, and the other one is like a magician.
I didn't
the
even
Native
notice
American
that.
man stood out. The Native American man stood out to me, but I
Well,
don't
the guy in the top hat behind him, I'm like, is he just this magician hanging out with this gang? What a ragtag team of these guys.
Maybe we're trying to take a Warriors inspiration.
Yeah.
So to continue on with it, like Wolverine gets her this thing. We see that like the whole world's kind of jacked up. Everything, it looks like modern day Detroit. Like it's all bombed out and gross. And then Wolverine gives it a thing, and then she leaves. She's checked by Sentinels. They scan her. We also find out she has a collar on during this time. Which
it's also
all mutants. Well, the future is that Sentinels or the mutant hate has gone full blown, but it's also gotten to the point where the Sentinels, the giant machines, not only took out the mutants but also took out like any superheroes and any supervillains. So
yeah, we learned it as we go through. Yeah.
And then they also have like this part where there's 3 classes of people. Like people are marked H for the baseline of human, A for anomalous human, a normal person possessing mutant gene potential, like forbidden to breed, and then M for mutant, which is like been
The
is
lowest
like
of low.
which has historical connotations within World War II, but also like the mutant brand also like continues to show up in the future versions of the X-Men stories.
Yeah, and other futures, because we'll get to when we talk about the cartoons. So yeah, so Kate comes back, she does the thing, and this is where she walks through a cemetery, and we see Kurt Wagner, Warren Worthington, Bobby Drake, Scott Summers, Reed Richards, Xavier, Susan Richards, Ben Grimm, Johnny Storm. I think that's the last one we could kind of make out is Johnny Storm.
I think it's also like important to like notice that you don't see like a Tony Stark on in any of these. They're all like people
with abilities.
Whose genes have been manipulated by either genetics or cosmic or whatever.
I think one of them says Lorna Dane, which would be Polaris, who should exist at this point. But yeah, this is where we run into where Kate meets. We see older kind of leader of the Team Storm. The older man who is Colossus, who looks very, Reed Richards, the gray on the sides, which also reminds you that he's also like 6 or 7 years older than Caitlin. And then we see the
man, that's that Colossus Kate relationship very early on.
Real
angry.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable.
Oh, you should. It's not appropriate. But in the writing, they do like Colossus is really like not about it, and they don't hook up until they sort of age her up. And then we see there's 2 other people behind them, which I don't know why in this one panel they're in orange, but that ends up being Franklin Richards, and then who we only know at this point as Rachel, who will become a huge character. And then who rolls up in a wheelchair? Well, we know it's not Xavier, and it's Magneto.
It got me for a second because I was like, oh, he faked his death, and then it's like, oh no, it's Magneto. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, which at this point Magneto would be like old, like super old as shit. And basically they set off this thing, and Rachel, who we don't know who she is at this point, we'll talk about in a little bit, uses her psychic abilities to send Caitlin because of her age, I think. Is that what they say? They send her psyche back in time. I think it's because of her age. Yeah, and the little device they got like jams the signal of the collars, so they can use their powers. Which is strange because if it does that, and you have Franklin Richards, but this is before they really solidified Franklin Richards as like a god. I think at this point he only has like sort of precog powers with the Fantastic Four. And like some sort of like, yeah, he's not like an omnipotent monster that he is now. And so then
that's how he gets taken out.
Yeah, and so we come back to modern day, and so our Caitlin jumps into the body of Kitty, who's in the danger room, and it's Storm, Angel, Wolverine, and Colossus, and her. At this time, she is known as Sprite.
Well, she's not like there yet, but like by the time it happens,
yeah, she's about to get shot with a bunch of things, and Storm saves her because the danger room will actually kill you.
And then she does her own training, which is like the easiest shit possible.
Yeah. And then Nightcrawler stops some stuff, and Colossus catches her, and everyone's like, "Yo, you should like watch your shit." And then they joke about the time, which I do think is very funny. Like the first time she did the danger room, and she just closed her eyes and phased through everything.
No, I think that wasn't the first time she did it. I think that was just the first time she was going to do it herself. Period.
Yes, yeah, it was they flash back to that, and yeah, then she gets taken over. She passes out. Nightcrawler teleports her away. They're checking her out, and she wakes up. And now this is important because at this time, Caitlin or Kitty didn't really like Nightcrawler. He still kind of freaked her out.
Because like Nightcrawler is also kind of a creeper towards her.
He's a creeper, and he's a swashbuckling, and he's also like a furry blue elf guy.
Yeah.
Because he is the most extreme mutation I think we've seen besides the Morlocks, which I think the Morlocks already happened, right? When what's his name kidnaps Kitty? Caliban?
Yeah, the Mutant Massacre has happened.
No, I don't think the Mutant Massacre hasn't happened, but I think they've already met the Morlocks. The Mutant Massacre is like
okay.
There's like two more things there.
Yeah.
So, but like that's why it's like everyone like Nightcrawler's like, what's going on? Which I love all the art in this is also I think this is John Byrne.
Yes, this is like part of the legendary run.
Yeah, the faces are so good. Basically, Kate's like, "Yo, shit's up. Let me drop the lowdown on you. Something's gonna happen. Someone's gonna get killed." Senator Robert Kelly, which, if you remember the first X-Men movie, this is where that character comes from. He's going to get assassinated along with Charles and Moira, and basically is going to end the world because the Sentinels are going to take over everything, and they're going to take over the world.
Well, his assassination that sets in the chain of motion, like this pure hatred towards mutants.
Which is specifically perpetrated by the Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. So now this is where this is the big difference between our horrible futures from X-Men, which I won't go to at this moment. I'll get to later when we talk about the cartoon. But like, so this is what separates this future from Age of Apocalypse and Bishop's future, which I don't think has a name. And I also don't. Cable's future, I think, Cable's not from Age of Apocalypse, right? He's from another one.
I don't know a whole lot about Bishop.
Or Bishop's from a completely different one. We cut back to the future. They're like, "Oh, we'll bring you to Xavier." And we cut back to the future. We see Franklin dies.
Yeah, he gets vaporized.
Yeah, Colossus is carrying Kitty. We have Wolverine, him. Franklin dies. Rachel's running with Storm. And basically, then we have Colossus and Storm fighting, and Wolverine. And I think this is when, Storm basically is fuck it, and, sacrifices her, is, about to sacrifice herself to save them. And Rachel has Caitlin, and they're going to leave. And then we cut back. And this is one of the few things. So we see, which is interesting what the cartoon does. We see a secretary. She goes into a room and boom, it's Mystique and the new Brotherhood of Mutants. And it is Pyro, which again, if you've seen those X-Men movies, he's very different. This is the Australian one.
British.
British? Okay, one of the other ones is Australian.
I just finished reading it today, so British.
Yeah. Avalanche, who, if you've seen the old cartoon or X-Men Evolution, he's like a big character in that. Destiny, who we've talked about a bunch, which is like at this time like very coded as Mystique's like lover, but current day I think they're married now, right?
No. See, it says here in bold, friend.
Friend in bold, like very bold.
The boldest font I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's as bold as her name. So yeah, like the coding, which I do think is like this is how they got away with it in the comics, like the comics code era. And we have the Blob, which is interesting because like one, I love how everybody's dressed in like this is like still 70s era-esque clothing because like Pyro and the Blob are straight up dressed in like kind of like disco, not disco, what would like mod? Pyro's definitely mod, and the Blob is wearing bell bottoms, and Mystique has a skull belt.
Yes,
this is like her famous costume that makes no fucking sense.
It's like an all-timer though. It's like so good. Like the
widow's
peak, the widow's peak that has the skull at the tip of her peak, like the skull belt, the white dress,
and the white. Maybe it's a dress. I don't like. It's like so skin tight on her, it's ridiculous. And we get Pyro's thing, so Pyro can control fire, and Blob is like, I'm Fred Dukes, blah blah blah, and then Mystique yells at everybody. And this is where Avalanche's powers are very confusing because he like disintegrates the statue that Blob grabs. I don't remember him having like shaky powers over everything. I thought he could just shake the earth.
Yeah, well, so, like, how do they explain it here? It's, who touch crumbles any solid object, creating an irresistible avalanche, or tidal wave effect with earth, stone, and steel. Like, yeah, man, I thought he could just, like, move the tectonic plates.
Yeah, that's what I thought his powers were. We cut to the courtroom, which is, so it's Senator Kelly is arguing for it's for the Mutant Registration Act.
Yeah, like the beginnings of him.
Yeah, like proto mutant registration. No, they say registration of mutants today. And then Moira says gas chambers tomorrow. So yeah, this is like before they named it, but this is about the mutant registration. And you have Moira McTaggart and Xavier like on the other side. Then we see Xavier's like, oh, why is Storm, Colossus, and Kate here? Which Storm is in like the most badass outfit, and then it gets attacked.
Great. It looks great.
Yeah, and the Brotherhood of Mutants come in, which the only thing more badass than Mystique's costume is Destiny's, where she's like in an also leotard kind of thing with a cape that connects to a cowl and then a gold mask.
Oh yeah, her gray helmet, like her gray alien helmet, but with like a gold mask.
It's so odd and but weird. But like I like Pyro's, and then
Pyro's is also great.
Yeah, Avalanche is like he looks like if you were playing a video game, like what just like random goons would look like. And the Blob is in like a wrestling singlet with no shoes on.
Yeah, the Avalanche has always kind of like been to me like it's like he's like an OG like Brotherhood character.
Oh yeah, he is like the ultimate jobber.
But he's like I don't know. It could also just be like no one's ever done like a big story with him, but like he doesn't have a cool catchphrase. He kind of has a cool power, but not a cool look,
Well, the best thing that's ever been done with him is X-Men Evolution. He's like one of the main characters.
Mm-hmm. It's like, but it's like you have like a bunch of cool like Pyro's got cool look, cool powers, like cool personality. Like Blob has like a cool power that like
and his personality is just
great.
Yeah, and his personality is he is the skull bully.
Yeah, he's like the immovable object.
Yeah. And then they bust in. Then the next issue start off where there's a fight. No one knows what the hell's going on. They're all fighting people. Nightcrawler's like hitting Avalanche. And Destiny's like giving him pointers like, oh, this is where he's going to pop up because she can see the future. Pyro's going after Colossus, which makes no sense because he's metal. and Wolverine, like, they're all just fighting. And Kate's like, don't worry about all this. Like, this is all dumb. We have to protect Senator Kelly. That's the most important. There's a cop that's going to get Xavier Moira, but oh no, it's Mystique. And she sprays them. And I have an electronic dampener. That's why you couldn't see me. And then Destiny's basically has been saying, like, there's something going on where I can't see the future perfectly. I don't understand why. Yeah, and then Storm then we come back to the future, and they're getting into a building. Storm, Wolverine, and Colossus, because they're trying to shut down, like, the mainframe. I think it's the Mother Mold, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We go back to the present, and they're all fighting, and everyone's kind of evenly matched, and Storm, like, blows everybody out of the building.
This is like a really great fight, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I love the Blob goes to, like, jump and, like, cannonball on Colossus, and Colossus dodges, and they're fighting. There's army guys with flamethrowers, and then Pyro takes charge of that, and he's attacking Angel, and Wolverine's, like, getting shit kicked out. And basically, this just shows, like, how OP Storm is, because she just, like, basically, like, owns everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is also a point where, like, since Jean had died, Scott leaves the X-Men, so Storm is, like, trying to be the leader, not always confident.
Yeah, Storm
like,
is 100% the leader at this point, I believe. Because, yeah, this is when Scott left. Scott left with Madeline Pryor. And this is where we get the other, which would be a hilarious thing in a movie, where Colossus uses Wolverine as a fulcrum for an I-beam, and
that was so funny.
Crotch rockets the Blob.
That was really funny.
Yeah, then which is good, and because he's airborne, he can be moved, and then punches him into Avalanche. And Storm's like, Pyro, you suck, I'm just going to make it rain. And this is also where we get something that, like, this is the origin of Mystique hinting that she is Nightcrawler's mother. And then she gets away, and in the future, Wolverine gets quote unquote killed. Then this is where Storm, like, gets wrecked, and Colossus is the last one left alive. And then we cut to Rachel holding Caitlin, and they're like, hopefully it's up to you. You're the only one that can change this. And then we see Caitlin and Destiny, and Destiny's about to kill the Senator, and then Caitlin phases through Destiny, which, like, screws with her. And she's like, oh, you're the temple anomaly. And then the Senator ducks. And then we have Caitlin's separation. And Kitty takes back over. And everyone from the Brotherhood gets captured except for Mystique. And we basically get the explanation of everything. And then we have, like, the Senator's like, I don't even know what the hell happened today. Some mutants attacked me, some others didn't. All I know is if there were no mutants, period, my life wouldn't have been threatened. And then we have, like, oh, there's also a national security aspect, and it's Sebastian Shaw. And they introduce somebody who will be a dick, like a thorn in the side of the X-Men for forever, especially in the cartoon, which is Henry Peter Gyrick.
Yeah, Henry Peter Gyrick is basically, like, if you have a story where you need, like, a really
government asshole.
Yeah, if you need a government stooge, like, you get Peter Henry Gyrick.
Yeah. And basically, like, they kind of change the future, which becomes big. So the Rachel we get there, this is, like, before she's ever named. We saw her in, like, a weird spot where we read New Mutants.
You know what Bishop is? Bishop is the future version of the current, because the future has changed, but the things will still, like, kind of happen with, like, Nimrod. Like, he's from, like, that future. Where, like,
they kept changing the continuity of it. Because I think currently he is from the future where there was an event that basically started what would happen in Days of Future, but the event was different. It was not the assassination. It was a mutant going off and, like, wrecking stuff, which we then find out is Hope way, way down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bishop isn't a character in the X-Men until, like, 91, so 10 years after this. And it's not the same as Age of Apocalypse, because that was created when Legion went back in time to kill Magneto, but accidentally killed his dad. And so that is a world where Xavier never formed the X-Men, Magneto did. And that's why Apocalypse takes over the world. So we're talking about Bishop because in the animated version, which is 2 episodes...
Which also, by the way, the next issue of X-Men is...
It was the Brood one, right?
It's like the introduction of the Brood. It's like, man, X-Men.
It's a really cool. It's a really cool.
I think it's
also not to get on because I want to talk about the movie. Can we talk about the cartoon while we start the movie?
Yes.
Just because it is a long movie.
Well, yeah, I'll say we'll start that. The only thing they really talk about the cartoon is they keep the main point as like what's going to happen. It's just that they send Bishop back in time. Kate is not part of it because she's not part of the cartoon. And they sent Bishop back in time. And Bishop is kind of an amalgamation of like what Caitlin does, but with Rachel's backstory, which we won't learn for.
I liked the technology they used more than what they did in the comic.
Yeah, the comic is like magic-y almost, which is weird.
And last
weirder when Kitty does it.
And last thing I want to bring up before we start the movie is I like to bring this up that there's a podcast I listen to called War Rock and Ajax. They have like a subset series called Every Story Ever where they rank comics from best to worst. Days of Future Past is on this list, and on their list of currently 1,183 comics, X-Men Days of Future Past is currently 243, which is
pretty good. That's pretty high.
Yeah. And it's sandwiched in between Superman for the Man Who Has Everything, which is the introduction of the Black Mercy.
That's such a good comic.
Yeah, which they did an adaptation for Justice League Unlimited.
Justice League. Yeah.
And the other story, like right below it, is How Green Is My Goblin? Amazing Spider-Man numbers 39 through 40, which is the revelation that
Norman
Osborn is the Green Goblin.
Wow. Those are like huge. Yeah, and both of those are basically bits that they have gone back to, all 3 of those books, over and over again, because they revisit Days of Future Past in the comics like 3 times. Because, like, just the fact that Rachel exists. But then I think they bring it back again, and they do Days of Future Present at some point. And then it was also brought back in the newer Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically the only character that comes out of this is Rachel Summers, which we could talk about as we watch the movie. All right, so, Siler, are you in the thing with John Scott and I on the Disney Plus? Or are you watching your own link on Disney?
I mean, I'm signed in. I'm in the watch party.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant. All right, so Leo, are you all set?
Yeah, I gotta press the X button. That's all I gotta do.
All right, so I'm gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1. All right, we have the Fox 20th Century Fox. So Rachel Summers, we saw a bit as this is going in. Okay.
What happened?
What's happening?
Yeah, someone just fast forwarded it.
It I was waiting for you guys to press play, and they just didn't press play on my side. So then I pressed play, and I was like, well, I guess it didn't turn on for me. So then I just went to go fast forward it for 10 seconds.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna start play again.
Okay.
Wait, I'm on the Bad Hat Harry title logo.
Okay. So we're at 6 seconds, 7 seconds.
I'm at 50 seconds already. The comic pages already.
So you're going to be a minute, 30 seconds ahead of us.
The music touch is nice.
Yes. So what I do I like Rachel Summers a lot, because when they bring this character back, which we saw in New Mutants, which is really funny, is that part's so out of context.
We just passed the Bad Hat Harry logo, by the way. We're just getting to it.
Yeah, we're at the comics pages turning. So when Rachel Summers shows up in New Mutants, that's the Rachel who was married to Franklin, and she's a kid. So she's supposed to be like 18 or 19. And she basically comes back as like, our future never changed. And this is where we get the idea of like divergent timelines. And also here in this world, what do you call it? That Jean Grey died. Because in Days of Future Past, she did not die with the Phoenix.
So I gotta ask everyone, where does this fall on your X-Men ranking? Because I'll tell you right now,
I've never seen this before.
So this ranks pretty high for me.
Oh, is that supposed to be Vanisher? Maybe I'm giving this movie too much credit with that. Jesus, this is some dark imagery here.
Yeah, this gets dark.
Like, that was very concentration camp, which makes sense, but still. Like...
I mean, this is all, like, implied within the comic, but it's just like...
We never see it.
Because we have a comics code.
Brian
oh my god, this is like
showing
ripped bodies.
Look at the skeleton. Skeleton.
So I will say, I will do my best to say Elliot Page.
Elliot.
Yes, Elliot. Okay, so now we have our little X-Men intro. I forgot that they did this.
And we should point out we are watching the theatrical cut, not the Rogue cut.
Oh, are we? Okay.
And also, this is low-key one of my favorite themes in films, superhero movies ever. Like, the fact that they brought it back here after X-Men 2 made me so excited.
Wait, so they only ever used it for the first two X-Men films?
It's like a real shame that, you know, this movie is like attached to a guy who's like hugely problematic.
Yes, because I really like this movie.
This is Singer, right?
Yeah, this was Singer's big return.
Well, no, he did First Class, I thought.
No, he didn't. That was Matthew Vaughn.
Oh.
Yeah, this was Singer's like big return to the franchise, and I still think it's a really good movie, but it does suck that
yeah, but he's not a good person.
That he's a horrible human being.
So is this our... Okay, so we have a Warpath. And that's... What's her name?
Wait, are you guys ahead of me now?
Oh yeah, where are you? Because...
Yeah, I see two floating things.
Yeah. I see, floating things.
I'm at where Bishop just showed up.
I'm at 3 minutes. I'm at 4 minutes dead.
Yeah,
I'm at 4:30.
You're ahead of us somehow.
How?
Yeah, weird. Oh, it's Original Colossus.
Now I see Warpath.
Here,
Oh wait, is that supposed to be Sunspot?
Yeah.
Are you at about 4:25 right now?
I'm at 5 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You're somehow 30 seconds ahead of us.
Okay.
I fixed it.
Okay. I don't know
Oh yeah,
how
Sentinels look really stupid in this movie. I forgot.
Oh really? I liked them. I mean,
I
they're a little
I mean, they're functional for a movie like this, but it's like I
Hey,
don't know.
Drake.
Like I want big, tall, purple robots.
Yeah.
How is this not? There it is.
Hey, he turned into ice. It only took how many movies to get Iceman to do that?
I think technically the Flash did it first.
Yeah, for 10 seconds. So in this movie, so they're like adaptoids?
Yes.
Oh, that's dumb. I don't like that. Now, was this guy Sunspot or Sunfire?
Sunfire.
Okay.
Also, wait, hang on. He turned into ice in X-Men 3.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds. Also, like, shouldn't Sunfire be able to melt them? Because he can get like as hot as the sun.
They're like adaptoids.
That's really dumb, and I hate that.
They're basically unsolvable. Like there's seemingly no.
I will say, a lot of the original X-Men crew died very violently.
Ooh, that was not great CGI.
But it was very violent.
So
here's Blink for like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
Blink and you'll miss her.
How dare you?
Names.
Didn't they bring her back in the TV show?
Yes?
The one with Polaris?
I'm checking.
And also, did they have Warpath in here for any reason? Like, why is...
They needed bodies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was Blink. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same actress.
It's not.
So I don't understand. Like, I know how Shadowcat does this, but I don't understand how it makes any sense.
None of the X-Men movies do.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Because, like, in my mind, having a movie where Bishop, and I will put Cable in that thing, is, like, kind of your your focal point.
Hold on, we're not at that point. Remember, Bishop's not the one who goes back in time in this
I
one.
know.
We have to have Hugh Jackman do something.
Can I get a double check on the time of the movie?
What's up?
Can I get a double check on the time of the movie?
The movie?
Like
8:45.
8:45, yeah. So we're in China now. So it's Captain Charles Picard Xavier on the Blackbird, USS Blackbird.
I guess. I just remember when this came out, this was supposed to be like not only the like sequel to First Class and the adaptation.
Oh, it was
of Days of
supposed to
Future
fix
Past.
all the problems.
Not only that, but it was supposed to be like the big return of a lot of original cast members from the first three movies.
I want to say, like, so far, like, I like Bishop's design, especially for this era of like shitty costumes.
Return.
I still like it. Still reminds me of like how dumb. What was the point of her eyes doing that?
I have no idea.
Because she's
Well, I guess
Storm.
it's in the weather. She's in the weather, wasn't she? Covering the tracks.
That's a cool chair. That's a real
his
cool
chair
chair.
is awesome. Again, whoever did this will really like that cartoon. Because remember, the cartoon has him in the hovering chair.
That chair is so goofy.
And like Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, their big
so
returns.
I don't get the. I will never. It's just like it's so Matrix-fied that like that will never age well to me. The stupid like the not doing the real costumes.
Like the black suit.
Yeah. Wait, how is he still alive?
Because they changed it. Remember when Bishop got sent back?
Oh.
Changed it.
So the guy. Wait. So the guy with the yellow stripes and like the arm thing is Sunfire?
I think.
He's a fire mutant.
No, it's Sunspot.
So either way, they whitewashed the shit out of that character.
You mean?
Is it that young though?
But here's the thing about the costumes. It's kind of at a point where it's like we can't really do it. We kind of dug our grave and we gotta lie in it. Oh yeah, Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's in this. So that's funny that he's also in the MCU.
Yes.
I love that he's like a dwarf in the MCU, but he's gigantic.
Got that first class footage.
No, I forgot she's Mystique.
It does not look good there in those shots.
She like kind of never looked good in any like that makeup like never looked good.
What's so weird is I think Rebecca Romijn looked better.
She did.
Because I think like it was also like darker. And like they like try like really making her like a bright blue and bright red hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like never kind of like really like it looked good there.
In this one shot, yeah, where it's kind of the sides of her.
Lou, you haven't seen Apocalypse or Dark Phoenix, right?
No.
Okay, because the makeup gets worse on her from here.
Because this is the last time that she's in like practical makeup, right?
I think it's also.
No, she's in makeup in Apocalypse.
Because it was I thought it was the suit.
Okay. That's how they explain how the Sentinels are able to like change
shape. Doesn't explain how they're able to absorb powers or mimic powers, but
because they basically adapt her DNA to basically also like adapt into like elemental, I guess.
So here is my question:
couldn't she take the powers of the person she was imitating, though?
No, that was never her thing. Because if you remember in the first X-Men, when she fights Wolverine, he cuts off the claws.
Like
they're just for show.
Like you specifically like. That's why you have Mimic. Like, you specifically have a character in the Brotherhood who does that. What was that?
That's what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I was yawning. Ian McKellen makes a cloak still look really good.
Oh, like, for what they're stuck with, these costume designs are awesome. I also like, what's his name as Bobby Drake looks fucking awesome here. Like, I can't remember his name, the twin. Hugh Jackman looks good. Like, I like the gray. But here's my question. How do they explain this future compared to what we see in the first 3 X movies? Or is this supposed to be the future of First Class?
This is...
I think so.
Well, no. So this is like... It's like the Bishop future, and then there's the Days of Future Past future. Like, this is just, this is another future.
Yeah, well, my question is, compared to how does
actually, you know what? No. Yeah, this is the future of the First Class because we don't like we don't have a Storm yet in First Class, and a lot of these other characters haven't showed up in First Class.
And I think,
and the ones that are in First Class are hey man,
so what
they're not in the franchise anymore.
So this is supposed to be like 2000 whatever, but I think
what year did X3 take place? Because this can't be too far off. Because like all the kids,
2006.
So what is this? 2010?
20...
Is it? Oh, actually, you know what? Well, let's give them the benefit of that and say this is 2013, like in the comic. That would make their ages kind of right, but again, so this is a completely separate universe still.
Hang on. Hold on. Time out. In First Class, and First Class is supposed to still take place within the
those
X-Men
other movies.
Those other movies, like 2000 or X-Men, X2, X3.
This is the universe where Mystique kills Boulevard Trask, and this is its eventual future. The old movies are its own separate timeline, and the First Class is in this story. That's
why they're sending this. Yeah, the original movies are not in this timeline. We're just using. They're just saying, those characters grow up to look like this.
No, hold on. Well, no, I can't say anything because Lou hasn't seen this movie yet. But for the rest of you,
when they fix it, it turns into the movies from the first 3.
You know what? Just don't think about it.
Please don't. It's 10:53 on the East Coast. My brain hurts. I don't want to think about X-Men continuity because it just hurts.
Do you guys remember when we had a young
I do want to say it is really, really shitty, but not at all surprising, both from who the writer and director is, that they take the story that's around the female character in the book, and they take it away from her and give it to the oldest, whitest character that they could to be a lead.
Yeah, man. What a great ally.
Like, why? Like, it's just like,
because Wolverine's a star. That's the only reason.
But like, wouldn't it, like, the plot of the comic works so well, and even in the cartoon, because like Bishop's younger, like it works so much better with like a younger character. Like, the only argument here is that they're sending him back to the 70s, but then why not just do it to Charles or to Magneto?
Well, because they said that their minds would break, but because Wolverine has a healing factor, his mind will also heal.
What does his mind have to do with healing factor? Your mind is not like your brain.
No, his mind and subconscious are able to go into his younger body because he's able to withstand the pain.
They sent him back in time to X-Men 2 Wolverine Origins.
Just, Lou, X-Men Origins doesn't exist. We've established this. X-Men Origins.
So we watched it.
So that arm is not, what's her name?
No.
That white lady is not a Native American?
No. Lou, just now you're making my head hurt.
Jesus Christ, his veins.
Oh yeah, he got ripped for this movie. Like,
yeah, he did all of the HGH.
I think it was this and the Wolverine like back to back.
Well, it's also he said he wouldn't drink water before take, so he could look more vascular, or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
HG. Yo, dog! I forgot we see his butt in this movie.
Yeah, this is like he shows his butt in like I think half of his movies.
I mean, that great, wouldn't you?
This is a much better chiseled butt than like Origins.
Oh, he's in Times Square?
Yeah, New York in the 70s.
Billboard just blows smoke.
Yep. I noticed that too.
Yeah, so Times Square should be full of like sex workers and drug dealers.
That's nighttime. During the day, it's fine.
Regarding Boston. Yes.
Jimmy, his name is.
Me.
This is... Why would you even explain this? Like, this is so dumb.
I really wish he would have caught these guys, like, naked.
Yeah, like, why would he even say... Like, I get, like... Alright, he understands that he was sent back in time, but, like, why is he even explaining this to them?
Also, we do not have adamantium yet.
Oh, it's a waterbed. Well, he can still just eat bullets.
God, the veins.
See, that would have been like a really funny line when he popped the bone claws. He's like, oh shit, that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that actually would have been good. Like, I forgot. We retconned that movie away.
As we should, because that movie's garbage.
I think he's as useful as Wolverine gets for the rest of the movie.
Listen, I'll take this version of Wolverine versus I'm going.
I do have to say, the claws looked good.
Yes, they did. Better than the last one.
Which I do think is more difficult. I don't know. Is it more difficult to make bone? I guess because it's not shiny.
It's a prop. I mean, you probably use that as a prop.
I gotta say, I love the production design, like the attention to detail of like the sets in this movie.
Oh, it's the guy who's the shithead in the shithead boss in Elf.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering where I knew him from.
He's in a million things, but like that's the most recent thing.
It was also just Christmas. Also, Lou, I just want to let you know our Origins watch party is not on YouTube.
Thank you. Did not remember that. I will have to put it up tomorrow.
Okay.
Cousin. Arrival your best. Well, to win the war.
Oh, can I just get some lightning?
Oh, we lost the robot.
Yeah, well, we have the other ones. We have our Sentinels.
Oh,
I should point out that even though Matthew Vaughn didn't direct this, he and Jane Goldman, the writers of First Class, did write this movie.
It probably
really?
explains why the other ones are not good, because they didn't. I don't think they wrote those, right?
They did not. I believe probably Simon Kinberg had his hand in those movies.
really fucking mess it sucks.
Simon Kinberg, director of Dark Phoenix and producer of Fan Four Stick.
Oh, I did want to bring up in the cartoon how poignant, like currently in 2021, was those scenes in Washington with like the Blob and Avalanche with the crowd picketing the Capitol.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit! I was like, oh, the Blob and Avalanche sound like they would be, QAnon supporters, MAGA supporters.
Also, hey, it's his brother.
Hey, it's the guy we saw earlier. So that's supposed to be Buddy?
There's his brother from the last movie.
Oh.
That's Toad, right?
That's
Yeah.
definitely Toad. Not Ray.
Not Ray
They
Park.
made such a big
Ray Park,
deal
excuse me.
about Toad being in the movie.
Dress.
And this is our third striker?
Yes.
Home. Not just you.
So who are these other three?
Oh,
Ink,
that's young,
Ink is the one with
younger.
the tattoos.
Private eye.
Which I remember Ink in Morrison's run. Ink's not even actually a mutant.
Ink is like a character that was created for young X-Men. He sucks.
Yeah, in Morrison's run, it's revealed that Ink's not a mutant. His tattoo artist is.
Oh, there we go.
Well, okay, this is like going to be my problem with movies. Why did she change herself?
Because it looks cool. I don't know.
Mutant and proud.
I guess because you're. Well, this was one. Isn't this one of the movies where they were like barely paying Jennifer Lawrence?
Oh, I guess one was Vertigo. Is anyone else's thing? Okay, there we go.
Raven.
It's Alex.
Yeah, from the first movie. Or First
Is
Class.
it the same character? I mean, the same actor?
Yeah, same actor.
Yeah.
He's also currently MacGyver on TV.
Oh, yeah, he
Oh,
is.
that's the Bart?
On CBS, Lucas Till.
That's pretty cool.
So who's the spiky guy? What's his name?
I'll have to look it up.
I'm trying to look it up on IMDb and
Okay.
like.
Oh. I thought like the playback speed like sped up or something, but it didn't.
I was.
And say goodbye to Alex Summers because that's the last time you see him in this movie.
Oh my god, you're right.
Makes no. I hate that they like he's the older brother. It's really goofy.
I mean, it's whatever.
Say goodbye. This is the last time you see him
the
in that
guy-
movie.
The guy with the quills is just he's like not a he's like an
He
original
just-
character from the movie.
Oh, he's Quill Boy.
his name is Daniels. Like they don't give him a he's not like he doesn't have like an analog.
So in this universe, this guy turns into what's his name from Wolverine Origins, who then turns into
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox. So this guy shrinks by like 1.5 feet to become Brian Cox.
Yep.
That's what happens when you get old.
Oh, I think I remember hearing this is like Xavier's all shitty, right? Isn't he like drunk or something because he can't walk?
He can't walk, and like, well, they explain it.
Well, he can walk.
Also, Moira's not in this movie.
She's in First Class, though, isn't she?
She is, and she's in Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, because it's what's her name? She's actually married to
Rose Byrne.
Yeah, it's Rose Byrne. Yeah.
She's technically to blame for what happens in Apocalypse.
I blame Bryan Singer because apparently he was an asshole on set.
Yeah, man, that's like a story for another day.
Yes.
Oh, she's not in this movie because of Singer?
That's for if/when we ever do Apocalypse, the movie.
What a fucking dick.
I will say, after Logan, this is probably my favorite Hugh Jackman Wolverine performance.
I do think this kid is like a good beast.
Yeah, but
Wait,
the makeup.
What the shit is just happening?
Just watch the makeup.
Oh my god, that running. No. Why is he doing that bad Sabretooth running?
Well, look at the makeup effects.
Why did he werewolves in this movie?
Yeah, he can control it.
That is fucking stupid.
What's going on here? Know this guy? Slightly.
It's like, tell me to fuck off at a pub one time.
Hold on. Also, McAvoy's a great Xavier. Oh, it is 2013, Lou. You're right, because it's 1973.
In 50 years, right?
Yeah, and then you had 50 years. That is...
So it's 2023, right?
Oh, so it's 10 years above what the comic is, 2023.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man,
So
you're not gonna say the movie the same a year after it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember the Wolverine had a end credits teaser for this movie.
Oh, it did.
Like, remember Wolverine's in an airport and then everything stops and then Xavier and Magneto pop out. It was like a really bad blue dye.
It looked terrible. Not in the comics. There's like a million changed like characters that can change how they look.
forgot who this movie introduced. Thank you. McAvoy, again, he's so good.
Lou, you are going to love a big revelation in history in this movie.
Hang on.
You're one F-bomb. Use it well.
Actually, he said, go fuck yourselves. Except for James Bond, he just gets many times to die over and over, and it just takes forever.
Oh,
because
yeah.
No Time to Die got delayed again.
2 years.
Oh, they pushed it back after April?
They pushed it to October.
Yeah, a bunch of movies got pushed back again.
Got pushed.
That's
Ghostbusters got pushed to fall.
Morbius
got pushed to next year. Uncharted got pushed to next year.
Probably good.
So he's doing heroin?
He does heroin in this movie.
Kinda. It's basically just Clouds' mutant. Hey, it's heroin.
Okay, so in this version, Beast had a secondary mutation.
Beast has always had a secondary mutation. That's why it becomes like
in the comics he experiments on himself. Well, no, it's really stupid. Someone is trying to steal his research, so in order to go in disguise, he takes the thing he makes and it turns him into the blue form. But he doesn't get the turn back.
I have to
it's not a secondary mutation at first. It's just like he fucked with his own DNA.
Okay.
I also like the reasoning they give as to why Xavier's school's closed is because Vietnam messed it all up. Also, I hate the effects in First Class.
Oh my God.
It was not good.
No.
I don't think First Class is very good. I think
it's a good movie. I think it's fun.
I know people like that movie. Like Hellfire Club sucks. A lot of like the New Mutant stuff is like not good.
Hold on,
like,
Kevin.
The team is also wonky. Like in it, I don't get why it's not like the original team. Also, I don't get the idea of making Mystique this like ever important character.
He changed his mind so quickly.
I think McAvoy and Fassbender made that movie great enough as is, but I also do think that who else? I just think it's a fun movie. I think Matthew Vaughn made a pretty enjoyable superhero flick.
That's actually, I don't mind that idea of the JFK thing.
That's not the history changing thing. It comes later.
Character are they talking about?
You'll see.
I keep forgetting you haven't seen this movie.
Like, if they really wanted it to be awesome, like, it would be like something like Morph. Like a character created for the cartoon who's exactly the same as Mystique.
Oh yeah, I don't like Morph at all.
Oh, well, he's created just for the cartoon. He's created to die.
Well, yeah, because they didn't want to do Mimic.
Yeah.
So they created Morph.
Yeah, I think this is the first movie where she's wearing the bodysuit that they CG, and it's just like her face that has the makeup and maybe her neck. But I actually really like the idea. When I was listening to Jay and Miles, they were talking about, and I do agree, like the idea of Trask being somebody who's like has dwarfism and then building giant tall robots is an awesome idea.
Mm.
It only sucks that they're not giant magenta robots.
Yeah, like I think there is like nothing wrong with the casting of Peter
Oh
Dinklage.
no, yeah. Also, you get an amazing actor.
Yeah.
Supposed to be one on like at the time coming off a high of like Game of Thrones or coming during a high of Game of Thrones.
You have all the big names. Like she's in like the Mockingbird movies. He's from Game of Thrones.
Oh, they killed Azazel. Oh yeah, like they hint that like the Hellfire Club are killed.
Who's the last one?
I think Angel from the last movie.
You mean Banshee?
No, I mean Angel.
The Firefly girl? With the dragonfly wings?
Yeah, that's because there's Angel from like the Morrison era, who like also goes by Angel.
The girl Angel. Yes,
yeah, not
that's
not
who she looks.
Not
She
Warren
looks.
Worthington.
Yeah, she looks kind of like Blink. But she looks like a fairy.
Yeah. Oh man, hey man, we forgot what the great Marvel trade of 2012.
Well, it's because like I understand it, although I love that they are no longer mutants.
Didn't they change back again?
We don't know how WandaVision will land.
Well, no, I mean in the comics they're not mutants. Like at this point.
But they changed it back again.
No, they're still not mutants.
Yeah, they have not changed it back yet.
Because like Scarlet Witch is legitimately like everyone hates her. It's the
this is who they're getting. Pietro. He's so funny in this movie. I like him too.
His eyebrows look terrible.
His hair looks bad, but like everything about him is like really good.
Oh, he's definitely like so far like more entertaining than what we got in Age of Ultron.
Yeah. Like also I'm like sorry to sidetrack here. There was like a thing on Twitter over the weekend where people were like, "Oh, I think it's time we revisit Age of Ultron being better than we thought." I'm like, "No, Age of Ultron sucks. It's debatably the worst Marvel movie, and it always will be." Like that movie's
the best thing that Age of Ultron just gave us other stuff that's good.
Yeah,
like Zemo is a good character.
I'm tired of these like let's wait like 5 years and have these apologists come out the woodwork.
I'll go for a Twinkie right now.
Oh, that sound effect. Ugh.
Pretty great.
Yeah, agreed. Ugh. Wouldn't someone from the government be like, "Hey, aren't you the guy who helped us like in 1960 whatever at the Cuban Missile Crisis?"
Well, they don't have facial recognition software.
Yeah. Also, man, this is a pre 9/11 world.
Well, it's 1973 or whatever it is.
That's the joke.
Huh?
That's pretty funny.
I love these plastic guns.
Actually, no, plastic guns do exist. Alright, I like the duct tape. That's a good joke.
Yeah.
He looks crazy.
I don't know if they're like they shoot like actual bullets, but like I've seen like plastic guns that shoot like pellets.
Well, no, there's actually a big it's like a big deal that there's I feel uncomfortable for talking about it.
Yeah, well,
like,
I think I know what you're
3D
like,
printing.
yeah, I think I know what you're getting at. Yeah, like
there's things that exist that are plastic. The hair looks better tied up, but the hair is horrendous. Like, I get that, like, the hair is a problem. Like, it doesn't look as bad in Age of Ultron. Like, I guess it's just because it's the length.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender.
And to differentiate them.
Michael Fassbender, star of the...
a little food slide.
Michael Fassbender, star of the critically acclaimed Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah.
Wait, how do they get the trays out?
Slide it back up and see if you can catch it.
That's pretty funny.
He's gonna do a flash move?
Scary helicopter noises.
Also, why wouldn't they just have him sneak in some metal?
Because you know what he's capable of.
Because he has to walk through a metal detector to get in there.
And how is he going to get him out of there? Otherwise.
You gotta climb up.
You'll see.
Yeah, the alarm's going to go off anyway, so what's the difference?
Also, because Eric will probably fuck shit up.
I like this Inspector Gadget, like, doohickey that just is like a one thing does everything.
I also like the idea that, like, there's so many of these, like, goofy things in the Pentagon like that.
I forgot he has an accent.
Well, he should. It just shouldn't be English.
No, well, I mean, because I was watching Steve Jobs the other day, and, you know, he's a good actor, so he has, you know, a flawless American accent.
He's like, okay, like, Quicksilver is, like, so good in this movie, and, like, the preceding bits are so good, it just reminds me of, like, how bad it is in Apocalypse.
That's why we get hang on, we get the best scene in the movie coming up soon.
What if Nino was also a karate man?
It would make more sense if Wolverine was, like, not in a leather jacket trying to do this. Also, you're British and this is America.
Those fire extinguishers are not putting out that water. I mean, putting out that fire on the stove.
Dumb. Yeah, but it wasn't it an accident in first class?
He got shot in the back.
Yeah, but it was a deflection or something, wasn't it?
It was.
Also, like, what a weird line to draw. Well, this at least looks good here.
Just wait.
The claws don't look great. How would the music be playing?
Doesn't matter. Song's great. This is good.
Seems great.
It's all right.
I like the goggles.
It's like the best. It's like one of the coolest. Like it's like they do Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, and like it just like it's like fine, but like this is like such a cool way to do like super speed, like in a way that like I don't even like in the Flash they don't even kind of do stuff like this.
No, well in the Justice League movie that didn't happen. This was how the end of the movie was supposed to be. It's like the world as statues. But this is also a very expensive thing to film, I'm guessing.
I mean, the one time they do in the Justice League movie is like, and it's like a really cool scene where like the Flash is moving super speed, and then like and Superman's eyes like move to like see
to, like,
the
follow
Flash.
him. Yeah,
and it's like perfect. It's so good.
I thought you were talking about the TV show for a second. I was like, they've done it a couple times on TV show, but it's an expensive thing to do.
This is great. I mean, okay.
Also, Quicksilver normally isn't that fast, but it's still fine.
I mean, he's pretty fast. Like, he's not Flash fast, but you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't he go like Mach something, like Mach 6 or something like that? Which is pretty fast.
Yeah, he can't. I think he can break like the sound barrier, maybe. And I think that's like it.
And it's like, oh hey, and then Quicksilver's gone for the movie.
That's it.
Huh. Imagine if they were metal, because, yeah, you get it. We all get it. Magneto's got the right face. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean, in a world of like people who can control like magnets and read people's minds, I don't know, man. That probably seems pretty far-fetched.
Also, like, why aren't they sitting? Like, why is Wolverine sitting by himself?
Because he's a lone wolf.
I no one gives a shit about Banshee.
Azazel and Emma were Hellfire Club, so
yeah. Also, why would they kill off Emma in this world? Like, she's a very famous, pretty popular character.
I thought you were about to say pretty popular, very famous actress. I'm like,
I mean,
no, character.
I mean, hey man, there's a shirt for it, but Magneto is right.
Yeah.
Charles Xavier, like, there's like no reason why Charles Xavier should
Xavier
have like
sucks.
should have like let all those people go, and like all of them are all now dead.
Yeah. Why is he an asshole? Because he was like fucking up the plane?
Because Magneto, because like Magneto's like the default bad guy, and Xavier's the good one. So
which is like, yeah, like I feel like again, like I think everyone's talked about. It's like he has kind of the right. He's such a good character in the comics because he's pretty much right.
He goes about them in the very wrong ways. Like,
Well, sometimes-ish, yeah.
But it's like, he basically does because, it's like, look, Xavier wasn't there for any of them.
Yeah.
Again, I do really I think the performances are all very strong here. Mostly.
So this is supposed to be, what, a Chinese general? No, Vietnam, right?
In Vietnam. Because he said American Devils winning a war.
Yeah.
Celebrating in Paris.
So he's supposed to be like North Vietnamese commander?
Believe so? Yeah, Vietnamese.
So she's basically playing her character from that knockoff Black Widow movie?
Yes.
Has anybody seen that movie?
No.
Red Sparrow?
Yeah.
No.
Alright, so we are an hour into this movie. It is taking a long time to get to places. I don't mind it so far.
It's set in the chess pieces. I mean, like, I will, like, maybe, like, the stuff with, like, Quicksilver could have, been eliminated, but, like, I think that stuff is, like...
That's, like, one of the better parts of the movie so far.
Yeah, I think it's, like, in it for the better.
Oh, so she's doing the move that Rebecca Romaine did?
Yep.
Also, like, that's a terrible way to try to kill someone.
This is just me,
also,
like simping for the big tall vampire lady, but I don't know, man. This
It's
still
hot.
seems pretty.
It's hot. It's
oh,
hot.
it's definitely like it's very sexual, but like, how do you die like that? Like, what? Like, you just basically let her kill you.
Yeah, man. Maybe.
Is
maybe
he? No, wait, he's not dead. It said wheezing in the closed caption. She just knocked him out.
She's not that ruthless yet.
Oh yeah, because remember Charles? Oh yeah, Charles said that was the first guy she ever killed was Trask. So he's been in jail for 10. That doesn't make any sense.
I think it's not like he's been in jail
No,
for
it
10
doesn't
years.
make sense because it says
When was Kennedy?
63.
Okay.
First class is 62.
He just said he didn't kill Kennedy.
Oh my god.
JFK
Told you, I told you it was a great rewriting of history.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for everybody that's watching, I'm at 55 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yeah.
You're at what?
55 minutes.
So am I.
Ability was.
I'm at 56 now.
56 now.
I understand, like, you have Jennifer Lawrence. I just don't understand even first, like, why did they make Mystique such, like, this third character to their team? It makes no sense to me.
Because they got Jennifer Lawrence to play Mystique, and Jennifer Lawrence was, like, a big star. So it's like, let's have her be, like, a major component of these films. Which is kind of like...
Was she a big star before First Class, or, like, after?
No, she was rising.
But that's been, like, the problem with X-Men, its entire franchise. It's like, Wolverine and Xavier and Magneto are the focal points of the main franchise until, like, Halle Berry becomes, like, a big star. And then, like, Halle Berry has, like, a really stupid, huge role in X3, and she has, like, this romance with Wolverine. It kind of doesn't make sense.
Well, because they're the only two adults in the movie.
Well, and like also because like Halle Berry did Die Another Day.
Yeah. So yeah, they got her. First Class is the year before Hunger Games. So yeah,
like there was gonna be a Storm solo movie at one point,
and she's so bad at that character.
She is not a good character. Storm.
Oh, Halle Berry.
Yeah. What's weird is like I feel like this is gonna sound like. Is she a good actress? Like I feel like I've seen her in stuff that she's good.
John Wick, like apparently the movie she directed that's coming out to Netflix is supposed to be really good. She did an MMA drama.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like fine in Die Another Day, but Die Another Day
that's the worst James Bond movie.
Yeah, it's like not a good one, but she's like fine in it.
Yeah, it's the movie where whitewashing is a plot point.
Looking back at her filmography here, I liked her in Jungle Fever.
And Swordfish is good. And she's good in it.
She's good in it, and by because that's the movie that she got paid several $1 million to show her.
Sure, but she's good outside of that.
Who did that?
That's a pretty cool mural wall door.
She was good in John Wick. She's good at Monster Ball. I liked her. I haven't seen Cloud Atlas yet.
Yeah, they got it. Swordfish is a fun movie, I guess, but it's not good. You know what? All right, some of her older stuff she's good in, like Bullworth. I like her in.
Hugh Jackman as a computer hacker.
No,
Swordfish. Oh yeah, Swordfish is terrible good.
Oh yeah! I forgot the Sentinels do have the purple design because it's the 70s design of the giant fucking robots. Oh, I'm so excited to see them.
I was gonna spoil it earlier, but I was like, nah, if he doesn't remember, I want him to be surprised.
Oh god.
Exactly.
Man, remember in X3 Brett Ratner
in the beginning
didn't want to do Sentinels because he thought giant robots were dumb.
Yeah, well, he's dumb and he's bad too.
Yeah,
everyone who made these movies.
Can you imagine you have such a bad idea that you think giant robots are dumb? It's who thinks that shit?
Listen, all I'll say is chicks dig giant robots. I dig giant robots. You dig giant robots.
I dig giant chicks. Wait, so he went to the Vietnamese because they won the war because America didn't?
Why? But why would she change? I don't get it. I guess just to show Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
That's the only reason, because it just doesn't
It's very much the Thing prequel where oh hey, we gotta show the Thing be the Thing. Now, even though it doesn't make sense.
Is it this movie where they were gonna hold out because she wasn't getting paid like the others? Or is that the next one?
No, she didn't want to do the makeup anymore.
Because how many more movies does she do? Does she play Mystique?
2. How long do tasers last?
Oh. So Matthew Vaughn left to go do Kingsman instead of doing this movie.
That checks out.
Oh yeah, I remember this. They were thinking about having another actor in First Class play Wolverine, like quote unquote
no.
young Wolverine.
Oh God,
so wait,
no.
So it was going to be Tom Hardy.
Better if they would have pulled the Band-Aid off.
Oh look, it's like Wanted, where he can curve bullets.
Like
Wanted. Oh, we went to the same joke. That's funny. Did she get shot in the ass?
No, she got shot in the
leg.
Wait, so is Wolverine having like PTSD right now?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, because he sees Stryker.
So this is supposed to be actual Wolverine of this timeline right now?
Yeah, yes. Like he doesn't remember.
Like he doesn't know why he's doing here.
And this is like Bigfoot?
Like the Zapruder film or something.
All this is doing is making her makeup look even worse. Oh, that's definitely the bodysuit version. Did she just make herself black? And he's werewolfing out?
Why didn't you do that in the first place if you knew he had claws? That's
also making this all this public. Ooh.
Like, here's my question. Why wouldn't, like, when you first had Wolverine go under, why wouldn't you, like, restrain the claws?
You literally have Magneto there.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, like, I get why you want Patrick Stewart back, but how much cooler would it have been if, like, Xavier was dead and Magneto was in the chair? Oh my god. Okay. Why do they make these animal people look so bad when they move?
I don't know, man. It's just weird.
Is there anything in the other comic book movies that, like, the movement looks this bad? Like Beast and Sabretooth that we've seen in the last two we've done?
Trinity. I mentioned that there's, like, really bad wire work in that movie.
Yeah. But that movie's, like, a shit show for so many reasons.
Which movie?
Blade Trinity that we watched.
Ugh.
Yeah. At least, like, that movie's funny at points. Also, why is she not changing again? And this costume, like, she changed. Her look, like, you can tell that she's wearing, like, a skin suit. Like a spandex thing. See, it would have been more interesting to me is if they did the thing that the comics did with Beast, where the more that he used his strength, that, like, he would get dumber. Like, that would have been more interesting to me, because that was, like, a point that was going on in the comics around then. Oh, so this is where Stryker gets the connection to Wolverine?
It's kind like a telltale game, like, Stryker will remember this.
Yeah, it's exactly... I do think Fassbender is really good in this movie. Like, good for this character.
It's like he doesn't really have a whole lot to work with in later movies.
Yeah. And this is
There's like one good scene in Apocalypse, and then...
Yeah, and this is very King Kong-esque. Oh my god, why? Like, why the running?
He's a beast. Do you not understand?
Yeah, those metal claws looked good there.
Don't.
Also, how do you get his adamantium back? Alright, I'll let you out.
How do they not have like a healer on like their future team?
Yeah, there's only a mutant that's literally called Healer.
Well, I mean, there's healer, there's elixir, there's like.
Yeah, but Healer would have been cool for a movie because he's basically a D&D wizard. That's a mutant. He's a mutant whose power is being a white mage.
What a shit show.
Who the hell is that playing Nixon? Because it looks like Bobby Cannavale.
That's pretty funny. Oh, the tapes, yeah.
Wait, did you know what the name of the colonel that Mystique impersonates is?
No.
What?
Colonel Sanders.
Jesus Christ.
The guy playing Nixon is Mark Camacho. And his top two things are playing President Nixon in this and a character I don't remember from Punisher Warzone, which is definitely a movie we should do.
That movie's great.
I love that movie. That movie's fucking wild. Also has someone who's really not good at it, but playing an insane character. So does Toad come back?
Toad does not come back.
That sucks, because I actually really like that design for Toad.
Yep.
Who the fuck let Trask into the Oval Office?
See, I don't like Trask being the guy that's trying to be killed because he's not a politician. I think it would be more interesting if it was a politician. And Trask is just somebody oh, look, we need to do shit. Also, not gonna lie, jealous of the mustache.
It's a very good. It's a very.
Yeah, I wonder if it's his. Legitimately, it's well manicured.
Well, his hair isn't that color, right?
He's got dark brown hair, doesn't he?
Does he? I thought it was lighter. I thought it was almost blonde.
I think they were dyeing it for Game of Thrones. And I think he has black hair. Yeah, he has black hair and you have dark brown, blackish hair.
Why does Trask have so much him being able to do something?
Well, in the comics, Trask is basically I don't. The thing is, we don't know these people's names because we don't know their names, but he should be those people exist. Those high. It's Dick Cheney before or Rumsfeld before they actually got into politics, kind of people. But it's why would Tony Stark talk to any of these people? It's because he's or Howard Stark.
Well, he was never in the Oval Office. He was oh, whatever.
In the
I'm
comics,
just complaining.
Tony and Howard are. Howard's really high up. How is he holding the glass up? Oh, they have her DNA. He done fucked up.
Good job, Eric.
But how is the glass that he has being held up?
I mean, maybe there's a metal thing inside of it that I don't know. These movies make you ask so many questions.
Well, yeah, because the continuity is 50 Shades of fucked.
I don't know why, but the idea, and I know Magneto has kids, but Magneto as a sexual being is really not something I'm into. And I think that's because I like him so much more than Xavier, who Xavier is always super sexual in the comics in gross ways.
Yeah.
And I guess you're just doing it because you have like two sexy people here.
Is he Irish or Scottish in real life?
He's German.
Then why is he
What?
doing a German accent? That's what Magneto is.
I think because like he escaped and was able to probably refine it more of an accent.
Oh wait, you're talking about Magneto? I thought we were talking about Fassbender.
No.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Fassbender in real life. What is he?
I'm gonna guess Welsh.
I'm sorry. No, he's Irish. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
cool.
He is Irish. But he was born in Germany. That's where I got the German part from.
Mm.
His father's German, his mom's Irish. Okay, so he's part German.
Good. Is he Jewish?
Nope, Catholic.
Hmm.
He speaks German fluently because he's.
While this movie is in a slow point, what do you think that they should do with mutants for the MCU if they decide to bring them in? We know we're getting Fantastic Four.
I wouldn't be surprised if WandaVision and Doctor Strange 2 are the start of it.
Yeah, because we know we're gonna have to get like an Xavier and a Magneto. What did you guys think about the rumors of Denzel Washington?
Magneto. That's going to be the most Brooklyn sounding,
Well,
Magneto.
what I heard was the rumor was that to replace the Holocaust with the genocide in Rwanda.
Oh.
Oof. You know,
So to make it kind of still like it's a genocide, and in fact, like to make it one, it's like age-wise would make more sense. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's bold.
It would be an interesting take. I don't know how the world, like how fandom would handle it. I think it's the
racist ones wouldn't.
I think the fandom
The racist ones wouldn't.
Denzel enough to where like they would be okay with it.
They would all post memes of my man. Except he didn't say my
I think
man.
he's like he is an actor with the gravitas that like would be a great Magneto. Like,
oh yeah,
and like he could pull off the like he's the bad guy, but he's kind of right. And I think the racial stuff plays a lot better than like the Jewish stuff. Because if you like to do the Holocaust thing, man, they have to put in some real wonky.
Well, then you would also like would have to insinuate that Hydra were in charge of Nazi camps, and it's just like, do you even like really want to like deal with that like can of worms?
Well,
especially after everyone flipped out,
having like Nazis, like showing Nazism again, especially now.
Well, sure, but it's like, do you want to like also like this also goes back to like the movies where the Hydra are not Nazis. They're clearly set up as like being separate from Nazis.
They're
like,
part of the party, but they're like even worse.
But they fucking should be, and that's kind of the problem. Like, and like but it's like you can't because you also don't want to mass market a symbol that is tied to Nazism.
Because in the first Cap movie, they're like, "Oh, we're separating from them because like they're idiots on their like genocidal crusade. Like when we're after something more." And they still have like a lot of the Ubermensch stuff of like the ideology.
Yeah, it's like it's a landmine because like Disney doesn't have like really like the fucking like balls to like really kind of do shit like that. Because they also want $1 billion film and they don't want like quote unquote politics in their films.
Well, there's that which I don't know. I think they can't because look at Black Panther. Like Black Panther it was full of political stuff. And like kind of edgy political stuff in some ways. Like the discussion of like
I think like half the problems with like a lot of the X-Men and 20th Century Fox is like they very much dance around the mutant metaphor, but they never really do anything with it.
Well, and the mutant metaphor has been metaphors at different times, meaning different things. Which for Singer,
but they don't do any of it.
Yeah, Singer does it in X-Men. Was it in the first? Is it the first one or the second one with the Bobby thing? That's the first one, right?
Well, yeah. There's like the line where it's like, it's like.
Have you ever tried to just not be a mutant?
Yeah.
And that's like the best they've done, and that is definitely Singer doing his thing.
And you would think like a gay director would like have like maybe like more of a say like in kind of like the having his mutant metaphor, but at the same time, like, hey, it's been shown that like Bryan Singer is like not the ally that we all thought he would be.
Well, it's also like he's not just gay. He also has like an age thing where maybe that's why he wasn't getting into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of don't. The thing is, like, that character is so directly connected to that thing. I don't know how you adjust Magneto in something that's not comics, like something that you're trying to do seriously. Into a modern world.
I think though, like, as long as like the Marvel films still make $1 billion a year, like you have to modernize them in some ways. Like Captain America works because he's the man of time. But like, Iron Man originally, was not like
he's a Vietnam, and they've constantly updated him, so now he's
and they updated the Punisher, and they've updated Spider-Man. It's like it's a thing that they are.
Spider-Man's not tied to any real time things. Like Iron Man's tied to war, Punisher's tied to a war. The problem is Magneto's tied to a very specific event.
Sure.
And it's not like just a war. Like I feel like the only thing to do would be to swap him out for a different genocide that's happened, but then like you kind of lose like arguably the biggest Jewish character in all of comics.
Yeah. But I mean, like at the same time, it's like you would be trading in Magneto, and then you have Ben Grimm coming in, and Ben Grimm is probably the second most well-known Jewish character.
Well, the top three. The third one would be Kitty.
And I don't want to say like it's like a fucking contest, like
no, but it's like
at the same time, it's like it's
there's so much symbolism with like the X-Men, and specifically like with Magneto, and then also like showing the M tattoos. Like it's all like so directly connected to those characters, and you're just stuck with it. And like the only thing you can think of is like you still make it, and then somehow he's gotten a hold of like a version of the super soldier serum to keep him young. I think that's what like X-Men Evolution did to explain it away.
Yeah, I think that like also it's like kind of important to show that like genocides still do happen. Like,
yeah, that's why like I think the Rwanda thing would really work, especially because it's like it's known because of the movie, and it's like changing him to an also. The only other thing I think is if they made him like Armenian, and then he could still be Jewish.
Did you say Armenian or Armenian?
All right, it's Armenian. I misspoke.
I was gonna say I'm part Armenian, so easy there.
Yeah. But like, if they changed it to when did he get his claws stomped on?
In Origins.
Look, it's the first time they did Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix?
Dark Fetus?
Yeah. I'm several drinks in, so.
Lou, how are you several drinks in? It's almost midnight.
But like, if you made him Armenian, that could work. Especially like. It's a genocide that no one talks about, really.
Well, isn't that genocide 100 years old? Like, that's older, right?
Yes, the Armenian genocide is like...
Okay, so maybe that doesn't
1906.
All right.
Believe me, my great grandparents had to hide among bodies to get out of there. So
yeah, I have other people that I know that are Armenians.
I'm trying to cry right now, my guys.
This is a cool moment.
This is pretty neat.
Oh, so he's traveling through his brain to the future?
Yeah.
I just want the other Xavier, to look at him. Oh yeah, I forgot there because it's Rogue and Iceman that have a thing.
Well, you have to watch the Rogue cut to see more of Rogue.
Yeah, but the Rogue cut's not on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Well, can we? Whenever the Rogue stuff, if you've seen the Rogue cut, like what happens in that? If you could explain it to me.
Rogue takes over for Kitty after she gets wounded because Rogue can absorb powers. So they go find Rogue. Iceman dies, and then for the rest of the movie, it's Rogue doing the mind thing.
Oh. So they just basically cut Anna Paquin from this movie completely?
Yeah.
And to keep Bobby alive?
Yep.
Yeah, but to be honest, the Road Cut is in 2.5 hours, and
fuck me,
we're already running late as is.
What else did they add to it besides that? But this is a great scene.
This is like such a good scene where it's like the way that Xavier gets his
he's getting a pep talk from himself.
Yeah.
But like this is also like, this is what happens when you get two really good actors in a scene that they could actually work with. And especially like good writing.
Yep. Like this hasn't been done in the comics, right?
Not that I've read or seen, but it's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it is. I was like, damn, this is actually. That was the first time in the movie where I was like, I'm enjoying this.
He's like hacking the time hack. Although I have to say, like, the Kitty power thing is so fucking dumb. Like, I would have preferred they did the comic book thing where, like, Forge made an item. Like, the Forge item thing, and they're like, if this thing gets fucked up, I get sent back. Would have been way more interesting. Especially to see, like, old Wolverine running around in the 70s, like, with that hairstyle. Would have been fun. Or just, like, not Wolverine, but we know, like...
Ow.
Did you just get something thrown at you from the future?
Nah, I dropped my phone and the controller on my knee.
Ooh. Can we have Beast talk to Kelsey Grammer? And Kelsey Grammer just tells him to stop, don't get married so many times.
Oh my god. This is dumb! This is dumb right here.
Wait, did he just, sky hump himself on the train?
He slingshot himself onto a train.
But why?
So you can get on the train.
Why didn't he just stop the train?
He's not trying to stop the train. He's doing something even dumber.
Is he kidnapping the train?
No, you'll see.
He's about the theatrics.
Well, then why doesn't he just pick up the tracks as the train is actually on at the moment?
He's not trying to do that.
Or why does he even need the tracks? Why doesn't he just fucking pick up the goddamn train?
You'll see. You'll see. It's stupid.
Oh, wait. Are they doing the thing from the comics where he reprograms the Sentinels to attack humans?
Kind of.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that. Also, this is some garbage CGI right now.
They look like plastic.
Yeah. This looks like a commercial for Bionics.
Bionicles?
Yeah, Bionicles, yeah.
Dope ass shit, bro.
Also, Warpath sucks.
Yep.
All Warpaths suck, but especially...
I had a chance to meet him for at a small fan convention, but I was like, no.
What? Why doesn't he just ice her wounds? Also, I have to say, someone who is an alumni of the show, Him and his twin brother.
God damn it.
His twin was on there for like 5 seasons. So, have you guys watched Legion?
No.
I never finished it.
I highly suggest you do, because it might be the best Xavier. That's some bullshit right there.
Nice crop top.
That is definitely not appropriate for the time, I don't think.
Hippies, yeah.
I don't know. Like, in an airport? I don't know.
Let's ask Eric. Let's ask Eric the next time.
Yes. I'm thinking of like Mad Men, because this is kind of that era. Like, especially the last like season or two. Time check. We are an hour and a half, almost exactly, 1:29. We have 40 minutes left of this movie.
I was falling asleep like 10 minutes ago, like literally.
I'm like
This movie's has pacing issues. And I think that's because they're trying to blow out a story that's literally 2 comic books. Like 2 issues.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Like, this should not be a 2.5-hour movie in any version. Because it is a really good, like, I think, like, a crisis event for DC or Flashpoint, whatever, like, Days of Future is a great way to deal with continuity issues. It does not need to be 2.5 hours. It's like, you have a politician.
Well, this is 2 hours and 13 minutes. Yeah. The road cut is 2.5 hours.
Yeah, okay, so 2 hours, 13 minutes. You have a politician gonna put in a plan. The Brotherhood's gonna kill him. Like, it doesn't even matter who it is. If they kill him, it sets us up for this world. Stop him from getting killed. It's a very simple movie.
2.5 hours and 13 minutes. I love that.
Oh no, it's the Terminator. It's the T3 conundrum. That's what he literally just explained. What we learned in Terminator 3, the worst Terminator that I've seen. I haven't seen any of the other ones, like some of the other ones, because they look too bad. I haven't seen Genesis or Dark Fate.
Which was the one where John Connor becomes a robot?
Genesis, I think. Genesis? That's the one with, what's her name from Game of Thrones, right? Genesis?
Oh, yeah.
No, Dark Fury is the one where they bring back, what's her name? Cameron's ex. Dark Fate.
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah, that's the newest one. Where they use CGI effects to kill John Connor in the first, 20 minutes. Spoilers.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. CGI effects.
Okay, so why didn't... If you're gonna do this, he should just straight up kill them. Why is he not killing them?
He's not a killer or something, I don't know.
Although, as much as I'm jealous of the mustache, I love the hat. Ooh, that's Havoc's thing. Is that Angel's wings?
Yep.
That's fucked up. What's the thing on the other side? Is it a ring?
I think that's the quarter he threw into his face, into
because the other that's Havoc's chest piece, right? Like his chest thing.
Yeah.
Is she like, oh, and maybe not fuck up with Jean this time? Oh, wait. Storm is not a name. Storm is a nickname.
Yeah, her name's Aurora.
Yeah. Oh, apparently I never... So this is like what the movies and the cartoon did. She like almost never goes by Jean in the comic. She's always Marvel Girl and then Phoenix. And then sticks with Phoenix for basically until she dies. And then when they bring her back, I think she's Marvel Girl again.
Well, like her human persona is Jean. Like, I mean, Scott calls her Jean all the time.
Yeah, but like in the movies and the cartoon, they never call her Marvel Girl. She's just Jean Grey.
Because it's a dumb name.
Yeah, even in the like the intros, it's like Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, Jean Grey.
Yeah, because Marvel Girl was a bad name.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And I mean, like, hey, Jean Grey, pretty great name.
Those are the facts.
This is all so weird. Like living where I live, because I live in the DMV. He just Jedi mind tricked them. Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, no metal.
Hey, I've been there. He's the president who got impeached and stepped down.
Tricky Dick himself.
Yeah, it's one quarter of the presidents who were impeached.
Wait, wasn't it just Nixon, Clinton, and Trump?
No, wait, I'm sorry. Nixon didn't get impeached. He resigned before he did get impeached.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Johnson and Andrew Johnson.
The last, like what
did you want to be called Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer was like the first.
Yeah.
Okay, these Sentinels look like Dyson vacuums.
I think that was a joke back when they came out.
Yeah, I can't be the first person to say that. Why don't they just look like they look? What fucking baseball field is he at?
You know what? I'm so tired for a second. I thought that was Danny DeVito.
Is there a baseball stadium in Washington, D.C.?
There was, and then there wasn't, and then there was. I don't remember. So the team that was there became the Oakland A's.
Can you imagine just like one guy down below?
Really help mutant human relations.
Can you imagine, like, there's just one guy down below who's just, like, looking to get some extra practice in, then the whole stadium's collapsing around him. That seems like really extra. Hey, how are you going to take out a bunch of robots? I'm going to drop a stadium on them.
What year did they say this was?
73.
All right, so that stadium might still exist, but there's no baseball team there at this time.
Well, of course the stadium doesn't exist. Magneto just destroyed it.
Yeah, so they were the Washington Senators. They left their last season that they played there was 71. They became the Texas Rangers, owned by future president George W. Bush. So she's just a decoy, right?
No, she was there to kill, Trask and the
Want another
president.
shot at Trask.
Her hair, she does look better, but she still sucks.
Speaking of Omar Sy, has anyone watched that Lupin series on Netflix?
No,
Wait,
is that
okay,
good?
I saw that. Is that a version of the anime?
No.
No, it's a
Based
guy.
off
He's
the novel.
inspired by the book. Yeah.
Yeah, it's based off the Arsene Lupin book.
And is that what the anime is based off of?
Yes.
The anime is
Yeah.
its own entirely different thing. That's also
The anime is supposedly the biological grandson of the original Lupin,
yeah,
and the TV series is a guy inspired by the books.
Okay, because I saw it on there, and I was like, this is a choice to make a British show with a black lead
French.
of an anime.
It's French.
French.
I've heard.
French.
Oh yeah, the French love Lupin. I've heard that the estate of the writer for Arsene Lupin I've never really liked Monkey Punch's Lupin. It's like, I don't know, man. I fucking love Monkey Punch's Lupin.
Ooh, I might
great.
have to check this show out because I like a thief show, like a thief thing.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. I haven't had time.
Same.
Yeah, and it seems like it's not that many episodes, right? It's 5 episodes.
To start, I think it's supposed to be in parts, though. So, like, from what I'm reading,
guessing they're like an hour each.
Yeah, part 1, about an hour each. Also, things go boom.
That's not how Bishop's powers work. Like, he has a gun.
We don't question
he has
it. Forget what you
guns.
know.
He absorbs energy and just shoots it out as, like, blasts. Which I do like, and to go back to the animated, I like the idea that, like, Mystique is going to frame the X-Men for it. Like, I think that's a really good idea in a world where the X-Men are established. Oh, she's in there with them?
Surprise!
Is he going to throw the Blackbird at them?
I think he is.
Well, we're not going to need it anymore.
Or he's going to send it out and Storm's going to shoot it with lightning?
I also really wish that the Sentinels talked like the Sentinels from the game, or from
that'd be
the
so cool.
animated series,
Yeah.
where they
It's like the engine.
Yeah, stop, human.
yeah. Fuck, man! If you're gonna make giant robots, make them giant robots.
Okay, I get that the scene's supposed to, like... Why would they still be made of metal? Because I assume in the future they're self-replicating, like in the comic.
Lou, stop asking questions. These movies don't make sense.
Yeah,
right?
Oh my god, these things look so stupid.
They haven't introduced.
Why do they have the thing in their chest that's like a vent?
I mean, if they didn't have a giant, if they didn't have
a giant, goddamn car air vent.
Lou, the Lupin episodes are about an hour.
Like, honestly, Lou, if they didn't have that giant stupid vent, you'd be asking like, how are they able to lift themselves off the ground like that without a giant vent?
They have jetpack
sorry, I didn't mean to make you sound like that.
They have goddamn jetpack feet. All right, that's how they do it. Why do they look so bad? They look so bad.
I think they look cool.
I think they look cooler than the future versions.
Oh, yes, but that's like comparing like a pile of horseshit to a pile of dog shit. It's smaller and not as like obscene, but it's still shit.
I wish the Sentinels had a human face. Because like people would fucking love having a giant robot with a human face on it because they would find it more comforting.
What is wrong with like the animated version of them, like the animated cartoon or the comic?
I don't think I've seen Lou this fired up in a while.
I'll fucking tell you what's up. They're designed to look like Transformers because Transformers is still one of the biggest franchises in the world at this point.
I don't think I've ever heard Lou this fired up in a while.
That was quick.
Wow, Storm is a real big idiot.
Yeah, I don't know why they all let their defenses down. They were just like, cool, we're done.
Yeah, literally their second biggest gun. Yeah, none of that should matter to Bishop.
So going back on the Lupin thing, I'm looking up the character, what other adaptations there have been. There was a Common Rider Lupin, for anyone who's a fan.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Apparently, yeah.
Really?
Hey, I'm looking at now.
There's a Sentai one too, I think came out a few years ago. Oh, I think you're talking about the Sentai, the Lupin Ranger, and they also fight a police version or whatever.
Question.
It's Zoruku Tojo.
If you're Magneto at this point, like, why wouldn't you just like use all the metal to make yourself like a fucking mecha suit around you to just like go punching these things? Okay.
Oh, that was cool.
I actually really like that conceptually.
Because someone played Portal.
Yeah. But like also that's like very what's going on in the comics. It's like, oh, combo moves are a way that like our mutant abilities can expand.
Yeah.
This kid is also like everything I've seen him in, I like. Oh, fuck that thing. I'm sorry.
Everything I've seen him in, I like. Fuck that.
Like Werecat Beast is fucking stupid.
Well, I will say,
finally, we're gonna see Wolverine in action.
I honestly don't even care about Wolverine at this point.
We're gonna get some Wolverine action.
There have been absolutely zero upside to them letting out Magneto. Like,
okay.
I forget about that.
So he put his claws into its gun. It turned the gun. Shouldn't his claws be broken?
His bones are so strong.
They're not strong. They're just human bones. They just grow back fast.
I will say, speaking of Nicholas Hoult, I've liked him he was good in The Favorite. He was good.
I've seen that dumb zombie movie that he's in, and I really liked him in it.
Mad Max.
He's great in Mad Max. This is like a bad version of the X3 scene.
Oh,
I haven't seen his Tolkien movie yet.
Is the War Boy.
Yeah, he's War Boy, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, I'm also like pretty bad, like, with like there are like actors I instinctively like kind of like, oh, like I recognize them. Like he just kind of looks like, I don't know, every other kind of like white boy actor.
Well, he is like white. That's basically what he is. I know. Oh, that's fun.
That's it. Bye.
Oh man, he almost landed by my house.
I really wish he would have made a baseball pun, like
out of the park.
He's like, here's a home run.
Hey, it's the only way you can kill Wolverine.
Why doesn't he just come back? Why are you still keeping him in the past?
Also, did that kill Loki rip off the Percy Jackson movie, the first one? That's what happens to the bad guy in that movie. I don't know. I'm delirious. I don't know. I'm deliriously tired.
Oh, when he gets chucked into okay, I remember. But
Oh, okay. So this is related to that show Euphoria on HBO, but there's a hashtag trending right now called Ask Hunter.
Oh.
But it's a different Hunter from the show Euphoria.
Oh, so he ripped out the bunker?
Yes.
Okay, so here's my thing. Whatever happens, unless they go back further in the past, there is no way the world should be a better place after this.
Yeah, like I kind of.
Who said it was?
I'll say this. Like I kind of completely forgot how much of a shithead Magneto is in this movie. Like after them letting him go, it's just
unless he takes over the world, how does the world become good after this? A mutant.
Did you ever see what he did in Apocalypse?
No, I have not seen Apocalypse.
Okay, you're gonna ask yourself that question even harder whenever you watch that movie.
What's the one after Apocalypse?
Dark Phoenix.
I haven't seen either of those yet.
I haven't seen Dark Phoenix.
Did he cripple Xavier again? Did he double cripple him?
No, he actually fixed him because that beam falling on him realigned his spine.
Oh my god.
Is this the last time this actor gets to play Colossus?
Yep.
God,
shit!
They got that guy in half. What the fuck?
Oh my god, that was brutal. Oh, that's brutal too.
Yeah, everything right now is supposed to be horrible.
And Warpath should be a guy who's really cool, prominent, Native American mutant. And it's done so dirty in this movie. He's a nobody.
It's also so it's that stupid. Oh, that's turning into Diamond.
Oh, there's Emma Frost. There's your Easter egg.
Yeah. So after seeing the past Sentinels, I like the future ones better.
God, I really kind of wish if we do get X-Men in the Marvel U, they basically just skip to Morrison era X-Men. So we get
get
really cool Emma Frost, really cool Jean Grey,
Zorn.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say right now, I still really like this movie.
Hey, one of the best character designs.
Fuck? I thought. Wait. Was one of the people who was dead in the Notebook. So but he's just there.
Because they rescued them, so I guess they marked them off dead before they got them.
That doesn't make sense.
Oh, she died again.
Oh, we're gonna kill all the people of color got killed in this movie multiple times.
And Blink did nothing.
She did some kind of cool shit. Whatever, I don't know.
I mean, she did moves, but it's she's not a character. Warpath's not a character. Bishop's not a character.
This is
remember, guys. Fuck Bryan Singer.
This is a scene that's deserved here, though, with the two of them.
Say this. I was at the end of the day, I actually do really like this movie. I think this is the last good X-Men movie, and I'm a Dark Phoenix apologizer.
Logan, sir. Logan.
I think
John doesn't like Logan.
Oh.
I do have to say, prepare, if you're listening to this, I am going to watch all the X-Men movies I haven't seen this week.
Oh my god,
Richard Nixon would never do this. As a historian, Richard Nixon would never do this. He would be in the back shitting his pants. Oh wait,
there you go.
Xavier?
No.
Because Xavier can't get to his head.
Oh, so the guy who played
Wait, Beast just like gave himself a bunch of mutant growth hormone that they're not calling it.
No,
that?
that's the human. That's the human thing. It makes him human.
So he's making himself more human,
so that the robot will leave him alone.
Oh, it's what's her name? So the Nixon is actually that wouldn't do anything. She didn't do any vital things.
I don't know, man. Getting shot in the
Lou,
neck seems
hey, Lou,
pretty debilitating.
If I shoot you in the foot, are you gonna be fine?
I'd still be able to use my magnet powers to kill the president and all these other douches.
Yeah, but it would hurt
So wait,
for like that second.
It's just her that she wants to do it? That's all it was. She's like, nah, I want to do it. I want to be the guy that does it.
Also, she's like, fuck Magneto.
Make you the enemy today? Look what the fuck this guy just did. He threw a baseball stadium at the president.
Yeah, I mean, there's like
Again, I cannot wait for you to fucking watch Apocalypse because it's gonna be fucking.
Can we watch Apocalypse and then just let Lou rant?
I don't want to watch Apocalypse.
I like how like you're saying shut her down. Like what?
Maybe Lou should record a solo commentary where it's just him watching Apocalypse and just getting angry.
I'll watch Apocalypse with you, but like I will say this: Apocalypse is debatably the worst X-Men movie.
It's bad.
Oh my god!
It's like I think it's worse than X3. I think it's like as bad as I think it's as bad as X3. Like it's worse than X-Men Origins.
Right. If we can read, I don't know how long Age of Apocalypse is. If we can read a chunk of that and then watch that movie, and then we can watch it next.
Age of Apocalypse is long. Like it's fairly long.
Why you be doing Iceman like that? Motherfucker's an Omega mutant.
Plus, Apocalypse is Apocalypse.
He can come back from one single particle of ice.
That gun looks like it's wrapped in condoms.
Lou, do you want to know what?
I cannot get over the color of like those plastic guns.
What could possibly fix this right now?
Lou, do you want to know what
just come up and stab her in the head?
Here's why Apocalypse might be difficult. Do you want to know how long that movie is?
5 hours.
It's 144 minutes, but it feels like 5 hours.
Lord.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. We could just do like me talking about Apocalypse in the next episode.
Yes, I will listen to you rant and rave. Like,
do you want to do a thing where like
wait. Her not shooting Trask fixed this after all this bullshit? That's all it took. So it doesn't matter what Magneto did. It specifically had to be Mystique.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not how fucking this shit works.
Lou,
the blue lady doesn't kill the dwarf guy.
Lou, it all gets explained. It all gets explained in Apocalypse.
Oh god, when was the last time I saw Lou this fired up? Was it Artemis Fowl?
I think so.
So dumb! Should make him take off his costume and just like jerk it.
Get this shit off me.
I'd be like, Beast, you race trading piece of shit. You turn yourself human like a bitch.
How else could he escape the fucking...
You let him go now?
I think so, yeah.
This is like
goodbye, old friend, until the next movie in about 2 years.
This is the only way this works is if this is the last Magneto story. Like Magneto can't come back from this.
Oh god, it's not.
2 of them.
Also, just pick your fucking helmet back up and continue.
I like that he was just like very much of a bye, bitch, and he's just like
he Sandmaned out of there like Spider-Man 3. Hey, it's my blue sort of girlfriend.
He was just like, if you let them take me, I'm as good as dead.
Okay.
He's like,
every time out.
And then he just like flew it away.
Okay, so 2 things. 1, that CGI of Mystique's face was the worst shit I've ever seen. Back to Magneto. He just let him fucking get away. What? How did this fix the timeline? The timeline should be so much worse. Who just left us? Leo. God, fuck. And Wolverine's dead?
Leo's back.
What is happening? How does this solve anything? Magneto fucking destroys Washington, D.C.
Oh, get ready. Get ready.
Yeah, he wakes up and he's got, Storm has a strap-on in the bedroom with him, right?
What the fuck, Lou? What the
fuck?
Lou?
That's the only thing that can fix this timeline.
What the fuck?
Oh, God.
What? This doesn't
The
make
only
any
way to
fucking
save
sense.
the timeline is
Guy,
Storm and...
they're not adapting the island nation of Krakoa quite yet.
The only thing that can save... The only thing that save can...
Why? Okay, I need you guys to tell me why you think this is a good movie.
I hate it. I don't like it.
I don't know who the fuck that mutant kid is, but fuck that kid. Fuck those people.
I still like it. I still enjoy myself.
Hey, look, it's a Rogue.
Where have you been?
What's up, bitch? Hey, how are you holding hands? What happened to your powers? Oh, yeah.
Also,
She has gloves. She has gloves.
Also, how many drinks in is Lou? That's my question.
Not enough to like this movie.
Man, Kitty Pryde being a student or a teacher at the school is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like
There's
that.
Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, wait, I didn't know he actually came back.
Yep.
Oh!
That's why I didn't say anything.
Oh,
Neither did I.
Oh, I'm glad he's back.
That's it, though.
Really the best part of X3.
That's definitely it. There's no
Like,
one
Oh
else.
my god! How much steroids is Hugh Jackman on?
Could you imagine being an X-Men fan at this time and you watch like the end of this movie? You're like, oh my god, like it's all fixed. Like I can't wait for like what their next X-Men movie is going to be, and then they make Apocalypse.
Oh my god.
The Apocalypse is in the 80s again, right?
X-Men movie.
To be fair, first they make Deadpool, then they make Apocalypse. Also,
Apocalypse is in the 80s, right?
Also, yes. Also,
oh wait, Jean is alive. How the fuck is Jean alive?
Oh, Jean's alive! Thank God.
But like,
That's not
if
the
this
only
wait, if this is in the same universe as Dark Phoenix, so that means that Sansa Stark turns into Famke Jensen.
yes.
Yeah.
And Ty Sheridan, who plays Cyclops, turns into
James Marsden.
Yeah. Hey man.
Hey, look, he has just about as much screen time as he does in X3.
Yeah.
Cyclops is like, hey dog, it's not 2019. We ain't ready to swing quite yet, pal.
Swing? They be doing more than swinging in Krakoa.
again. Remember, according to Lou, the entire timeline hinges on Wolverine getting.
I think at this point he was born in what, like the 18th.
He has canonically been in a relationship with fucking Hercules. Like Wolverine don't give a fuck.
Like legitimately, how much steroids did Hugh Jackman do?
I don't know, dude. Ask Hugh Jackman. I know he ate a lot of chicken though.
Hugh
And brown
Jackman's
rice.
a history teacher.
Hugh Jackman.
He literally can't. He cannot bend his arms because he has that much veins.
Hugh Jackman in this movie is a huge jacked man.
How dare you?
Hey Charles, are you ready to have a psychic overload and kill
What I
everyone?
think what
with
happened, Lou,
overload
is that I don't know how.
deleted a fucking Logan? Because that's what this feature is. Is that Xavier has a brain fart and then
No, that's a different future.
That's a different
No.
future.
Oh my god!
X-Men
All
1
right.
still happened.
So how does again? Do they don't explain how the future is fixed at all? Mystique and Magneto just go away.
Lou, you are going to fucking love this scene right now. You're going to
How is he
leap
not
for
dead?
joy. You are going to leap for joy.
How long after he's been in the water is this?
No.
That's
You're
not
gonna
how
leap for
Wolverine-
joy.
Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. there are parts in the comics where Wolverine could come back from being like one cell. No, the mutant saves the president from another mutant who ripped out the fucking goddamn thing. Like that doesn't make any sense. This is why that comic, like, it makes sense that like Senator Kelly's
who
like,
it is.
This is learning all the wrong lessons in the comic. Because what's cool about the comic is that in the end, Senator Kelly's like,
Luke, I need you to watch.
okay, what does that mean?
Well,
I don't know. It doesn't mean anything.
From what I remember, it doesn't mean anything in Apocalypse.
Exactly. It just fucking. What the fuck?
No, there is an after credits, right?
There is an after credits.
All right, I'm gonna skip this to the after credits.
Alright.
Then I can yell some more.
Okay.
Oh my god, I've never been so shockingly upset about a movie in a really long time.
This is so good.
Wait till Apocalypse. Just wait till Apocalypse.
The opening for Apocalypse is great.
Tomorrow.
If Lou says Apocalypse is better than this movie, I'm gonna be upset.
I will too, because Apocalypse fucking sucks.
That is some shit CGI right there, I can tell you that. This looks like some Windows 98 like screensaver shit.
Dude, like, you see this shit and you're like, oh my god, it's in Sabanur! Like, oh my god, the next movie's gonna be Apocalypse! I can't fucking wait! And then you're like, oh, it's garbage. It's hot garbage. It's the worst.
Yeah, but like, all right. So we finished the movie. Okay, how long have we been doing this?
I think that movie is still good.
I still think it's good too.
I want to.
We've also been doing this for about 2 hours now.
Okay, I can say that. Like, all right, the movie is entertaining. God. It is the worst conceived plot at the end I have seen in a movie in a very long time. It makes no fucking sense. So, it just how does the world become better after that? It makes no sense.
Man, get ready for Apocalypse to happen because it gets worse. Like right. not I'm not going to spoil like anything for you, but like it is like implied in that film that multiple cities are destroyed.
Oh my god! I forgot. Yes,
and millions of people are killed, and then they try and act like the people who like are like working with Apocalypse like can join up with the good guys at the end. I'm like, yo, you were like just teamed up with a guy who killed like probably 10 million people.
Do not spoil it for him. Let him experience
that would be like
himself.
Teaming up with Ultron or with Thanos. Like what? Like how does this? If you're writing this script,
Ivan,
how is that the end of the movie?
So you can blame Simon Kinberg because he wrote the script.
That doesn't make any sense. So it's literally like in their world, it's only bad if Mystique kills Travis. Anything else can happen.
Yep.
And they even give the line with it, like Xavier's like, "Oh, this future could be even darker." No fucking shit. Look what Magneto's doing.
So I want to point out that Simon Kinberg has written X-Men 3. He wrote Days of Future Past. He wrote Fant4stick. Let's see what else. He executive produced a bunch of stuff. He wrote Apocalypse, and he wrote and directed Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of bad movies there.
He's also executive produced Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
That's a great movie.
He wrote the first Sherlock Holmes, and he wrote Jumper. He wrote
Sherlock Holmes is a great movie.
He wrote Triple X with Ice Cube.
Oy.
That movie's pretty
He
rad. I'll give him that.
He executive produced Elysium, Chappie. He executive produced The Martian. And
that doesn't count.
That's an
He's just throwing money. He's just throwing money. That's not produced.
He produced Deadpool. He produced Murder on the Orient Express, both Deadpool movies. He produced Logan.
One of those Deadpool movies is good.
Well,
his next movie he's directing is that female spy movie with Jessica Chastain.
I don't know what
the 355 or whatever. Also, he was going to do a Star Wars movie at some point.
Oh, thank God! I forgot about that. I'm so glad he didn't.
Initially, he was going to. Yeah, it says
He was going to do Boba Fett, no?
No, Lawrence Kasdan and Simon Kinberg were going to be working on future Star Wars projects. I don't know if that's still happening or not, but
I thought they were done with that.
he also did executive produce Legion.
Legion is a show I love. Like
he
wrote
for
Rebels. That doesn't count. No,
he wrote for Rebels.
Okay, but he wrote like the more like filler. Hey, we need to go buy some fruit.
He co-created it. He co-created Rebels with
Legion.
That doesn't fucking count. That doesn't count. Legion, he just goes Legion like, "Hey, I'll give you money."
Legion can honestly fall in continuity with anything because it's so fucking wild. Like, there straight up is a rap battle between Jason Mantzoukas and what's his name in season 3. Who's the other psychic in the show? From Flight of the Conchords.
From the what?
Oh my god. From
Jermaine Clement?
Yeah, Jermaine Clement and Jason Mantzoukas have a rap battle in Legion. Season 3.
Sounds cool.
Legion is fucking awesome. And I will say, best Xavier, live action Xavier is in Legion season 3.
But that's for like 1 or 2 episodes, no? From what I heard.
No, he's in like a handful. I think it's like an 8-episode season, and he's in like 4 at least.
That's pretty cool.
And they also kind of deal with like a lot of like Xavier's not perfect. And I think that is the problem with this Fox universe, where they don't understand that Xavier sucks. He always sucked. He's a shitty person. Like, he's somebody who has good intentions and does things in the shittiest way at all times. And Magneto's the guy that has, like, also good intentions, does stuff in a more violent way, but probably less shitty. But is somehow always the bad guy.
He tries to. I mean, I don't know. He fucking try to kill people right now. What do you mean that's less shitty?
Yeah, but like, compare, like, all right. Think about what Xavier has done to Jean Grey. Like, he has like done some heinous stuff in the movies alone. But like, oh my god, I understand people liking. I would say I liked 85% of this movie. The end of the movie is so fucking infuriating. I would rather watch Wolverine Origins.
Wow.
Not gonna go that far.
Wait here. So, can we all agree that like Wolverine Origins like takes like a steep dive as he jumps naked off that fucking waterfall?
Yes.
And that's like maybe 40% into the film.
Yes.
Like, would you rather just see like 40% of a good movie or 85% of a good movie?
The problem is that 15% is so fucking dumb and so bad. It's infuriating to me. Like, it doesn't make. The problem is like, all right, everything is like, one, it's a fucking long movie. It's 2 hours and 13 minutes.
I will agree with that.
And
it's also based off of like, we read the comic, I've watched the cartoon. It's a very simple, streamlined concept. It is so blown out in this movie, and they do so much extra stuff that's unnecessary to the plot. Like, the whole opening sequence doesn't need to be in this movie. Which is one of the better sequences. All the best sequences are not plot relevant, except for like, that's the problem.
Again, the only thing that can save this movie is Wolverine getting pegged. And on that note,
but like, it also like super sucks because like, also like, I probably have not seen this movie since the other X-Men movies have come out since then. And like, I think like I would also rate this movie higher at the time because of like the ending and like the hope of like what like that franchise is going to be going further, and having like the stinger of like N. Sabanur like show up, and you're just like, oh my god, like what the fuck, like it's going to be so good. And then it's like you get like Apocalypse, and which fucking blows. Then you get Dark Phoenix, which is aggressively okay, and you get two Deadpool movies where which one is really great and the other one's really bad, or like not bad.
It's fine.
Bad.
I'm with you for everything you're saying right now.
And it's like, it's just like, and like also like the director is a fucking scumbag. You know.
Well, that's like 2/3 of the directors of the X-Men movies.
Sure.
Are at best scumbags.
And so it's just like Days of Future Past, much like how the film is a narrative in trying to fix the X-Men franchise, a lot of Days of Future Past is a feature of what could have been that had been erased.
Fix anything. It makes no fucking sense. Sorry. Like,
it basically gives a happy ending to like the classic version, like quote unquote,
to those original 3 movies, that is undeserved in the film we get.
That gets like fucked up when Logan comes out. And Logan is basically like, hey, guess what? All those characters that got a happy ending at the end of Days of Future Past, guess what? They all fucking died because Xavier like had a brain aneurysm and killed.
Well, here's my question: and this is more like if we're talking about like the companies own them, how do you go from this film to make 2 more sequels in the past?
Yeah.
So, like, whatever those movies happen, you have to end with what we saw at the end of this movie.
Sure, like maybe you also couldn't have gotten like, you know, Elliot Page or like the actors to play Rogue and Iceman. Maybe like Patrick.
Dude, they could have 100% gotten them. They chose not to get them.
But like at the same time, it's like you don't have to get like those actors back. Like the X-Men is like a cast of like 300 characters. Like as long as you have like a big,
they have never used one of the original 5 X-Men in anything more than like 2 scenes. Angel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Angel sucks, but yeah.
But like he's in nothing. But like he's like, one of the original.
They don't even use Angel. Like if I remember right, they don't even use Angel in Age of Apocalypse. Or not Age of Apocalypse. Apocalypse, where he becomes the best version of Angel.
Oh, yeah, huh? I forgot what they do with him in the end. Fuck, that's terrible.
Oh my god. Like, this, like, alright. I think, I will say this. This is like, probably, if I'm gonna rank, I'm gonna do a quick ranking so we can, like, kind of wrap up. This is probably, of the X films that I've seen, like the original trilogy, the 2 Wolverine movies, I have not seen Logan yet, as I'm going to go chronologically now. This movie and the 2 Deadpools, this is my second to the bottom.
Wow.
And it's very close between this and Wolverine Origins.
This movie
actually, X3 is probably the bottom. I don't ever care to see that movie again.
I would probably I know I had like this movie originally high up on my list. I would probably revisit it to maybe knock it down a few pegs. But like, unlike Deadpool 2, like Deadpool 2 is a film where I feel like the writers of the film like actively hate X-Men and like constantly dunk on the franchise in like really mean-spirited ways. Like, I do not feel that way about Days of Future Past. Like, at the end of the day, it feels like kind of like a love letter that's like misinformed, but like still at the end of the day, it's like, hey man, like I got to see fucking Jean Grey and Cyclops and the school again, and at least for a couple seconds made me hope that like we could get that version of X-Men back.
I guess I'm trying. I think my problem is that like this movie attempts to take a very simple, although like with time travel, like a very simple time travel concept, and it blows it out into this mess that's so unnecessary. The whole Magneto thing is so unnecessary, the way it unfolds. And it just tells me it's like they have 3 actors that they need to get on camera, actually make that 4, that are not part of the plot really at all, in the way that they're shown in this movie. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't make Mystique more like the way, like, she's good in the comics. Like, just do that. Like, and why make a movie? Like, I get, like, you have like, it's so hamstrung by the casting that it ruins the movie. And by making that ending, the whole Magneto thing ruins the whole movie. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, it's
like literally, there's like no secondary conflict if they don't let Magneto out of prison.
Well, it's like, I don't, like, it's like, Magneto's not necessary to the end, but, like, also, like, I don't, like, to make him, like, a second antagonist is completely unnecessary. It's not necessary to the plot. I feel like it actually pulls away, because then you're almost, like, you're kind of making Trask's argument in the movie with Magneto's actions.
Mm-hmm. All right, on that note.
Yeah, alright. Well, okay, so fuck the ending of this movie.
Yeah.
It's almost 1 a.m.
Yeah, so for the first movie, 2021, I hate this movie. I own this movie. I'd rather watch New Mutants 1,000,000 times over. And I couldn't even remember the other day how that movie ended.
Okay, so plugs while Lou takes a breather.
I'll just say that y'all should be reading the My Hero Academia manga. It's been pretty cool, and shit's been popping off. I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
I have to catch up on it. Hey, it's a better X-Men thing than this movie.
My God. All right, I'm on Twitter, JM Scott _ or JM Scott 193. I'm also writing for Gatecrashers, so that's gatecrashers.fan. And you should send any Terrified from Shudder related memes to young _ Kami. That's all I got.
Yep, Siler.
You can find me at John _FN _Siler SEILER on Instagram and on Twitter, where I post or I retweet Lady Dumitrescu,
yes, Queen, my queen,
and whatnot. And I actually don't really do this a whole lot because, like, I understand, like, a lot of people, like, don't want to, like, you know, necessarily, like, read the stuff I work for, like, as on my day job. But I actually do want to, like, plug a book that we announced last week called Viewer Discretion Advised. It is a horror, like, erotic, hentai, like, manga that's going to be shipping in July. I wrote the copy for it, and I'm super proud of it because I spent, like, maybe, like, a day and a half, like, watching, like, a bunch of old, like, horror clips and Grindhouse trailers to like write, like, this, like, copy that I think sounds, like, pretty cool. But it's pornography, so it's like, if it's not your thing, like, don't read it. But it's like a book that's, like, super horror, like, ghost and like actors, and, like, it's great. Like, I actually am, like, really excited to see, like, how people react to it.
Siler, send me a link to it and I will put it in the podcast description.
Oh, I forgot to say, you can catch me for 5 minutes on the regular Phantom Zone episode whenever that comes out. I'm on there for 5 minutes, and I don't know. I thought it went pretty well.
Podcast bombed them.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out all the other podcasts. You can find. Oh, is this you just put it in here?
I did.
You can find all the other shows here. Leave 5 stars, tell a friend, rate, review, blah blah blah. You can follow my little tiny puppy. It's at Notorious Rose BG on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, follow her. See what's up. She's lost at least 5 teeth, and she's growing. And she's we're going to the vet, so we're gonna find out. I think she's like 32 pounds now at 4 months. And she's getting hefty.
Oh,
She won't be big enough.
okay.
Yep.
Chunky.
All right. So we will catch you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.
Bye bye.
All hail our 8-foot tall vampire mom.
Giant titty.